Hey, Tom.
Hey, Bigzo, what's up?
Guess what? Support for Fancy Lad Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, Manscaped, aren't they the best in men's below-the-waist grooming?
That's right.
Aren't they the ones that offer precision-engineered tools for your family jewels?
Not only do they offer precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, they obsess over the technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience.
I heard somewhere Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, and it's also worldwide, as a matter of fact.
Right, yeah, that's what I said, worldwide.
Exactly. And, because of that, we have an exclusive offer for our listeners.
Oh, my goodness.
Get this. 20% off and free shipping with the code FANCYLAD at manscaped.com.
Fancy Lad.
Fancy Lad.
Fancy
Podcast, Fancy Lad.
Fancy
Podcast, gonna talk to my friends, gonna share a
Fancy
thought,
Lad.
gonna have a laugh. That's what I
Fancy
thought.
Lad.
Fancy Lad.
Fancy
Fancy
Lad.
Podcast. Fancy Lad. Fancy Lad Podcast. Yeah.
And we are back
Oh, yes, we are, for real.
this time.
Back on the Fancy Lad Podcast.
For reals, though.
Absolutely for reals. And we can't stress enough how real it is that we are, in fact, back. And where are we, Bigzo?
On the Fancy Lad Podcast, in the Fancy Lad Podcast studio.
Yes.
And I know what you're probably thinking to yourself. You're probably thinking, is this real or is this really real?
Oh, it's really real, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To quote the great Tom Penny.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite quote of his.
I thought he was in the room.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
I've been working on it, and it's all the people at home that aren't viewing on the Patreon, they can't see this. But I'll put on my Tom Penny outfit real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my Tom Penny outfit, not my Tom Petty outfit.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to confuse people out there. This is my Tom Penny impression.
Exactly. Oh my God. Are you sure that you're not just Tom Penny wearing a full body Tom Tweak mask?
You know, a lot of people question what happened to Penny. Where did he go? Why did he disappear? And yeah, I'm here to tell you the answer is he's disguised himself as me, Tom Tweak.
Did he quit or is he dead?
It's kind of a little of both. It may as well be both when he's disguised as me.
So you've been Penny the whole time?
Yeah.
The whole time? The whole time? The whole time?
Yep, the whole time. I'm sorry, I didn't want you to find out like this.
My world is shattered.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to have to break all of my Tom Penny and the Heartbreaker CDs.
Well, you should burn them.
Yeah. I'll burn them before I break them.
Yeah, just so you have it. You want to have a backup.
I want to be able to have it.
It's
know?
smart to have a backup.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's smart to have a backup.
Well, I guess, Penny, I want to say it's an honor, and you're one of my favorite skaters of all time.
Thank you, mate.
And, wow, I was going to say thank you for being on the podcast, but I guess you've been on the podcast the entire time.
Right.
My God. He's just so insightful.
All right, mate. I'll see you later, then, mate.
Oh,
All right, see you, bye.
what?
Yeah, sorry, he's
What
gone
the-
now.
Are you sure there wasn't a tinge of Michael Caine there at the end?
I mean, Penny's been the Penny side of me has been watching a lot of he's been watching Archie over and over again.
Yeah. And I know you always wear your penny loafers to the podcast, but I usually wear my Tom Penny loafers.
Oh, right, yeah. See, and that's the difference. And I meant to say he's been watching Alfie, not Archie. He has been watching a lot of All in the Family, though.
Okay. If this is a Michael Caine reference, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Okay,
about.
thank God. Well, someone out there might. But you know what? Let's move away from the Michael Caine stuff. This isn't the Michael Caine podcast.
So Michael Caine was the voice of Alf, is what you're telling me.
Yes, you didn't know that?
He was like, all right, I guess I'll eat some cats then.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Oh my God. Are you secretly Alf?
I'm Michael Caine.
This whole time? The whole time?
I can't do it. I can't keep it up.
Oh, you can't keep it up. Damn it.
I know.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not really Tom Penny either.
Fuck.
I've just been practicing.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to all the Sweaty and Drenched fans out there who believed it for a hot second. Because they did.
I mean, I
Our,
gotta say,
our word is law over here.
I gotta say, people love our impersonations,
Mm-hmm.
and The Tom Penny and the Michael Caine,
Two of the best.
they're going to go down the history books
Going down the history books, for sure.
as two of the best impersonations that have ever been on a podcast.
Two of the best Michael Caine and Tom Penny impersonations that have ever been on this episode of the Fancy Lab podcast.
When you hit it, all right, when you hit it, it means I got the dope line, the sick line.
Hello there, Otto. Wake up, man. It's time for us to go skateboarding.
Oh my God. And now that I think about it, they're both British.
Dude. And you know what? Tom Petty? I don't think he's British.
No, I don't think so either.
But he seems
I
like
think
he would
he's
be.
an American girl.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's probably just the Jeff Lynne that made him seem British.
Yeah, so I think that we're just really good at British accents.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Who's another? Go ahead, toss me another British guy real quick. I know it's tough. I know it's tough.
George Bush.
Well, yeah, there, yeah.
Damn it. Wait,
That was-
junior or senior?
I didn't specify, and it was borderline either. You could have gone either way with it, really.
That's why I couldn't decide.
Let's say, you know what? I feel like you nailed it either way. Just proving our point.
Yeah.
We are pros at impressions.
Well, fool me once.
Mhm.
Fool can't get fooled again.
Yep, that's good. That was close.
And for the record, not gonna do it.
Would not be prudent.
No.
Would not whatsoever. But you know what? This isn't the impression podcast.
No. Although some of you out there really wish that it was.
And some of you new listeners out there, this may be your first impression podcast, if this is the first one you're listening to,
Mhm.
in which case we apologize.
And we should probably introduce ourselves.
Oh,
to
yeah,
those
that's
people
actually
out
not
there.
a bad idea, because they know that we're back, and they know that we're on the Fancy Lad podcast.
Cover that.
They know that we kill it at impressions.
Exactly.
I guess that brings us here.
Mhm.
So I guess we should tell them who we are.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Why don't you start?
Okay. Well, I'm Tom Tweak, not Tom Penny. Tom Tweak.
And I'm Bigzo. Both hosts of the Fancy Lad podcast.
Ah, yes. And that is where we are right now.
Yeah. And
What better place to be?
I wish I could live here, honestly.
Oh, man, if we could just live in this. I mean, as far as the listeners know, we do live self-contained within the podcast. That's
Yeah.
the only time they hear of us.
Yeah.
Unless they're watching the videos and,
Mm-hmm. And when I'm here,
family?
when I'm here, I'm family. But I'm
Mhm.
thinking of when I'm at the podcast, it's
Mhm.
kind of like I'm living in one of those giant pods,
Oh, my God.
like the Matrix.
Oh, dude. Like a big, kind of like a sensory deprivation pod, kind of like filled with goo or something.
The one with the colonies.
Yeah.
And I'm tapped in.
Yeah, you're tapped in. You're jacked in.
I'm jacked in. That's how we record the podcast. They
Oh,
just,
man.
you know.
Oh, I know about jacking in the podcast studio.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
about jacking in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know about jacking?
Yeah, AJ has been talking a lot about jacking off in the podcast studio, and I think there's a bit confusion. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about.
That is strange.
Yeah. But I assume he's talking about jacking in. He just has his phrasing incorrect.
I don't even know what else to say about the jack here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an aux cord.
Oh, it's like an aux cord. You want to you want to pass the jack.
Mm-hmm. And that makes me think there are. You know what I love about? Let's bring it back to skateboarding for a second.
Okay, because you said aux cord, and that reminded me of Oxford.
Yeah,
which instantly reminds me of Tom Penny.
right. And that's good because that's on the track of skateboarding. But
Exactly, perfect.
back to the aux cord. There's so much great music in skate videos. It's a huge part of skate videos.
It really is.
And it's how a lot of people discover music when they're growing up skateboarding.
I know it's how I discovered a lot of the music I listened to.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, 100%.
And you know what? You honestly, when you break it down, a skate video,
Mhm.
it's like clips of skate clips, and then the rest of it's music.
And, depending on how good the soundtrack is, that really can make or break a video.
It's true.
And it oftentimes does make or break a video.
It's true.
The skating can take it pretty far,
I like to assume that every skater out there picks their own songs. I don't think that that's the case.
I don't think it is either, but it is something that you really like to imagine, especially when the part in the song fucking kill it, and it's so good and just perfect. You're like, man.
Yeah.
I hope this is my dream image of this skater. I hope this is real.
Yeah.
But is it?
Like when I was trying to think of the worst possible skate song I could think of.
The worst possible one.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of hard on the spot.
I mean, there was that one, maybe it's like, well, Lenny Kirk definitely picked Highway to Heaven.
Oh my God. Okay, I love that version of Highway to Heaven. I don't typically love children singing in songs, especially choirs of children singing about religion.
Not typically?
Not typically. It was atypical for me to like that.
Yeah.
But that Lenny Kirk part in Time Code,
yep,
Highway to Heaven.
Right.
God, there's something about it.
All right, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to have to keep thinking.
That was your pick for worst song?
Yeah, now I'm going to have to keep thinking.
It's up there, but God, I love that one. It's a classic.
All right, well, you know what? While I, take a break and try to think of some of the worst songs in skate videos, why don't we try to wrangle up someone who maybe is skated to good songs?
Oh, so we think about some of the worst songs in skate videos, and in the meantime, wrangle up someone who skated to some of the best.
Yeah, so we find someone like that, interview them for about an hour.
Perfect.
And then once they leave, maybe we'll come up with another bad song that was in a skate video.
Oh, man, that's not a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, should we grab some beverages in the meantime?
Yeah, you know what? That sounds good. But, before we even grab a beverage, I'm just going to...
Oh, dude. Oh, you're a fucking madman.
It's good to have one on deck. But
God, you're insane.
In the meantime, I just want the listeners to know that I just cracked into a Clown Shoes brand beer, Zebra Warren 2021.
Dude.
That's a double IPA with mango and pink guava.
Oh, man. What's the... what percentage are we talking? Is that like 8? Oh, man, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah, that's an 8er. That's an 8%.
Oh, that's an 8er.
All right. Well,
now
like I said, I'm gonna need to grab another one of these. So
I'm gonna have to grab some Clown Shoes brand beer now that I see you're drinking the Clown Shoes brand beer.
That's what I'm thinking. So why don't we take a quick break and come right back?
Yeah.
Big, so I gotta tell you, my balls have been feeling fantastic ever since Manscaped hooked it up.
Tom, I know you literally have been mentioning that to me, like, I don't know, every hour on the hour since you got the Manscaped hookup.
Right, but I am that excited about it. You have no idea how long I've been searching for the world's perfect trimmer for your balls.
The perfect trimmer.
I'm talking about the Lawnmower 3.0.
Oh, I know. Because I'll tell you what, I saw you take that out of the box, and I was in the middle of saying the perfect trimmer doesn't exist, and I had to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Right before the end of my sentence, because I saw that and I realized the perfect trimmer does exist.
And yeah, they do exist.
Can I tell you what my favorite part of this damn trimmer is?
Oh, yeah, please do.
You know me, I like to take my showers with the lights off.
Oh, absolutely. Sets the mood.
Exactly. So,
little ambiance.
I pop on the theme song to Frasier, I cut the lights, and I'm in the shower for hours. And while I'm in there, I can bring the shaver in the shower with me because not only because it's waterproof.
Oh, yeah, it's waterproof as all hell.
But the LED light gives me ample light to actually see what the hell I'm doing in there.
And you know us skaters, we're all about lighting up the spot. And what the ultimate spot, they call it the G spot. That's the gooch.
Oh, the gooch.
Yeah, the gooch. And you got to trim that too. I mean, if you want, unless you want stinky, sweaty balls.
No, and I don't think you do.
I don't think you do. It's pretty unpleasant.
I mean, you use deodorant for your armpits. Why wouldn't you, use it for the stinkiest part of your body?
Here we go with the crop preserver.
The stinkiest, stankiest.
Oh, it is, dude. I mean, that's why we keep so far in the Fancy Lab podcast studio.
I can't stand the smell of you.
Well, now I think we're going to be able to sit a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
Because my balls are smelling sweet.
Can you at least stop saying every time we see each other, I smelled you getting off the elevator and smell you later?
Yeah, I can try, but it's kind of, it's instinctual.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want all of our sweaty and deranged fans to get their sweaty and stinky balls in line, and I want them to experience the same thing we're experiencing. And that's why Manscaped is hooking it up. We got a special offer, Bigzo.
What's that?
Dude, 20% off plus free shipping with the discount code. Guess what that is?
Balls?
No, it's not balls. It's Fancy Lad.
That's perfect.
That is perfect.
And you know what? That's going to help us out a lot and help, Manscaped to continue to help us support this podcast that you're listening to right now.
Oh, absolutely. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code FANCYLAD at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code FANCYLAD. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Oh, yes, we are back. And that was a fantastic break.
My God, Tom, you know what? One of my top 10 breaks of all time.
Oh, man, easily in my top 5.
Yeah. And did you happen to grab a beverage like you were planning on?
Oh, I grabbed a beverage. I grabbed a delicious Liquid Death from one of our sponsors here.
Oh.
One of our favorite sponsors and definitely our most hydrating sponsor.
Sponsor of the podcast.
Sponsor of the podcast, sponsor of Fancy Lad Skateboards in general.
That's true.
And I think they sponsor quite a few other people as well.
It's true. Why don't we introduce our special guest, fellow sponsor of Liquid Death, professional skateboarder Corey Duffel.
Oh. Hi. Yes, it's not visual, but hello, audio-wise. And I also have my Liquid Death out, too.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
Right. The sparkling one. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly. Let's murder our thirst before we get into it, right?
Yeah, we're on a mission to get every single rider sponsored by Liquid Death on the podcast. So far, we've had Dane Berman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now you're on.
Yep.
All right.
And for some reason, Richie Jackson's afraid to come on, but we're going to get him one day.
Is he afraid?
I don't know. He keeps giving me the runaround.
Come on, Richie, what's the problem? Why is he afraid?
He belongs. He's quite fancy.
I know. I think it's because it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
That he's somewhat worried about it,
Maybe he's afraid that he and I can't exist in the same spot at once.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's valid, but I mean, Richie, I'm willing to give up the space for you.
And let me ask this, is Fancy Lad inspired by Richie Jackson whatsoever?
I mean, the skating, I would say, is inspired by his And Now part, which was very influential to us.
That's what I mean. Obviously, you guys...
And in the Death Skateboards part.
Yeah. Richie Jackson's And Now and Death Skateboards part was very influential, along with Ragdoll's Slaughterhouse part. I'll make a top 5 of our influences after the podcast and send it to you.
Yeah, we know you want to know.
But those parts that really think outside of the box of skateboarding,
Especially for that time too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
How old are you both?
I'm 34 years old.
Yeah,
or 34 years young, rather.
Yeah, and I'm 33. So yeah.
Yeah, so during a time like that, you guys both started skating, probably like 99, 2000, around that time?
90, 98.
I started really young because of my brothers, but I couldn't do a kickflip for the first 3 years of skateboarding, and then I finally did a varial flip. But I started in December of 95 was when I got my first board.
Wow, okay. So, you really started, when you were like 4 years old then?
I was like 8 or 9.
Really? Young, yeah. But when did you really, minus the varial flip, when did you actually start skating? When did you start watching the videos?
No, I probably watched more videos then when not more, but I started watching videos. The first video I got was that summer on my family vacation at the Cape. We went to the surf shop and we bought 2 videos. Well, bought 2 videos. we got a free video from a Thrasher subscription, 911 Emergency.
Oh, hell yeah.
But then the first 2 videos that we bought were Toy Machine Welcome to Hell and Evol Still Life in 96.
Damn. Did you get some sex wax, Mr. Zoggs, at the surf shop too?
I saw it. Trust me, I saw the sex wax. There's a lot of jokes. At that age, there's a lot of jokes being made about the sex wax. And still now to this day.
I was going to say, at that age, what are you talking about? Those are timeless.
Yeah, Zoggs.
What year did you start skating, and what was your first video?
94, Hookups Asian Goddess.
Really?
Oh, wow.
You know, that's worth a pretty penny nowadays.
I'm looking at my copy. It's right above on that shelf over there. So still got it. Very
Greco and
very inspired by it, whatever we want to call it.
Greco and Rally have parts in that, right?
Rally's got a part. Skating, good song. Beautiful John is the song he skates to. Klein, obviously, best part. Tom Penny probably flipped the 10 stair.
Tom Penny.
Yes.
Love Penny.
We're big Penny fans.
That's an awesome first video.
That is a great first video. What about Evol Still Life? Have you seen that?
That is good. Who's got the part on that one? I'm trying to think. Not Chad Bob.
I think Adam McNatt has last part. It's either Adam McNatt or T-Bone. I forget which. T-Bone skates to 3 songs, but Adam McNatt has an epic part in that video.
Dude, Evil was pretty sick. I mean, it was like 8th Street 2.0, if that even is a thing. And then it evolved into Osiris Shoes. Kind of a trip.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. T-Mag.
It might have been well, I always wondered if they actually named it after the Sonic Youth album or not. What do you think?
So what it is, it's love spelled backwards. That's what I think that was the whole thing behind it, is Brian Reed, the creator of the D3, Osiris owner. I believe that's what he told me a long time back, that it had something to do with just love spelled backwards.
And what a video it would have been. I mean, first of all, it's one of my favorite videos of all time, but imagine if you were in Osiris the Storm.
Oh, shit. I was at the video premiere, and that was good enough for me. Sat next to Jamie Thomas at it, too. Pretty funny.
Wait, Jamie Thomas at it? Is that what you said?
I sat next to Jamie Thomas at the video premiere in San Diego, so that was kind of a trip.
The chef.
Damn.
Yeah, the chef. And the Chief and I watched it. I remember him watching like the Hollywood High section with Chad Fernandez doing some moves, and you can see Amy kind of like definitely checking out Terminator Vision, wondering what the fuck's going down, and what he's about to do in Misled Youth, or I can't remember which came out first, but I could just feel that kind of the vibes between, what's happening, because obviously Jamie, King of the Nar at the time, and then the Storm is pretty heavy too.
He was worried that Chad was going to backlip the rail before him.
I have no clue what was on his mind, but I could just feel that tension, of him watching the video. And I was just excited to be sitting next to my favorite skateboarder. I'm like 13, 14 at the time in San Diego watching this premiere, but also just wondering what the fuck is going on. There's a whole team on stage with boom boxes and all sorts of wild shit happening. Yeah.
Maybe he was just mad that he wanted to skate to that Rolling Stones Play with Fire song.
Fantastic.
And Chad got to do it before him.
Never know, man. Never know. But I'm tell you the truth, I'm glad I was not in the Storm. I was not too into it at that time. It was definitely.
But if you think Jerry Sue's part stood out, your part would have really stood out.
Maybe did Jerry's part stand out quite a bit? I can't remember. Nollie backside flip, late flip, something like that. Right?
Well, there you go. Yeah,
I think so. I think that part stood out for whatever reason.
I can't remember. I like T-Bone does like a tray flip over a manhole cover before like hitting a hubba. I think that was a nice tray flip. Maybe both heels clicked, and that was like cool.
I mean, comparable to his tray flip as the Wayne Patrick character in Almost Round 3 down that set, which is one of the most amazing tray flips of all time.
We love T-Bone. We love T-Bone.
Yes, we do love T-Bone, and we want him on the podcast.
Talking trash from the tray flip, I'm like, I like.
Yeah. Oh no.
Like, the trick is kind of like shitty. Like it's got style. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was going to say, I don't know if you ever hear this, but you actually have one of my favorite tray flips of all time. I don't know if you ever get that.
Do people tell you frequently that you have one of Big's favorite tray flips of all time?
Yeah.
Constantly. Not just you. Ethan Fowler let me know I have one of the best tray flips. That was cool.
Did he?
Dude.
You? Holy shit. That's like...
Did cool guy Ethan tell you that?
Yeah, he told me I had one of the top tray flips he's ever seen.
Oh, my God. That is awesome. Yeah. Well, you do have a great tray flip.
Strange one, but it works.
Oh, it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ethan is we look up to Ethan like a god around here, so that's something else to hear.
Yeah.
But you never got to have a share a foundation video with Ethan, right?
I did. He was he had last part in That's Life and Cataclysm.
Oh, that's right. I'm such an idiot. I was thinking I forgot all about those two Ethan parts. I mean the That's Life part edited by Josh Beagle with the credits, and where he skates to the Chambers brothers.
Absolutely.
And features the spot from actually no, I don't think it is. It's the same spot from It's Always Sunny. But I was thinking how you didn't have a part in Art Bars, and that was the first thing that popped into my head. And then, he had last part in Cataclysmic Abyss, where he skates to some stoner metal song.
Electric Wizard.
He has some cool pants. Like, he frequently has cool pants.
The best is there's an ad. It was a pig ad. He's doing a stale fish in like the white flared out pants.
God, those white boot cuts that he always wore. Those are, oh man, good man. Absolutely. Really fit his style. Really worked. It was sick.
Yeah, we were saying before we started the podcast how we're such a big fan of the music that you pick in your videos. I don't know if you pick them for every single part.
Mm-hmm.
But what's
wow, okay. Nice.
What's the percentage you would say of the music that you pick for your video parts?
Am I allowed to I not stroke my ego, but what am I supposed to say? I picked all my songs, yeah. So, but I don't want to. Well, duh, yeah, of course. The skateboard song should reflect who you are as like a person, or you should definitely pick it. If you don't pick the music, you're kind of a fucking loser in my eyes. Not, I don't want to be mean, but you should definitely pick a song that you care about or a band that you're interested in, because it's your skateboard part. You're putting out something that you're into. It's just like Ethan. He put out That's Life with People Get Ready, the Chamber Brothers, and I remember, people were like, "What the fuck?" But that's what he wanted to do. Imagine him not skating. That'd be weird. And just like with my video parts, every song I've ever skated to was a pick, minus one in my brother's video. There was like a little intro to it. I skated to Eli and the Grinch, so that one I did not pick, but I liked it. But otherwise, all the actual skate parts were chosen by me.
But think about if you had terrible taste, and then you picked your songs, and then the person editing the video was like, you know what? Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Dead Moon Night instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have happened.
Trip though, because that was up in the air between the Cranberries and Dead Moon. So it's like,
what Cranberries song?
Different, songs.
Way different vibe. Yeah, what Cranberries song was it?
I Can't Be With You.
Ooh.
It would have been a homage to 411 as well. And I just remember the guys I was on tour with at the time, when I told them, or they saw my little rough edit for the video part, they were like, "You can't skate to the Cranberries." And I was like, "Why not?" And they were like, "Dude, no, you just can't do it. You'll lose your fans. Nobody's going to care." And I was like, "No way. The song rolls, and I love this band. It's an amazing band. Would be really fucking fantastic to skate to this song." And I talked out of it, and I was like, "Hey, but here's my other option, and it's Dead Moon." And everyone's like, "Yep, that's the song." I was like, "All right, that works too."
So they thought that the Cranberries just wasn't punk enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess something like that. It just wasn't fitting the vibe or fitting the persona or whatever the image or the branding that my character, whoever I'm supposed to be, was. I have no clue, but to me, I thought it'd be so much more badass to actually have the Cranberries, because it shows I'm sensitive and I actually care about song, and music is just so awesome. And the song, just has so much going on to it. I thought the Cranberries would have been fucking cool, and it was from Europe, 1995, which is my first introduction to so much awesome music and skateboarding. So I wanted something that was like kind of paying it forward back to skateboarding, because I love it so much. Yeah. But then, whatever, Dead Moon is cool, because I hear kids come up to me all the time just going, I fucking love Dead Moon, and they sing the song. And I don't imagine people would have been doing that so much if I skated to I wanted to be the mother of your child, like maybe it'd be a bit different.
I mean, Dead Moon gets me amped still, I just, even just driving my car just gets me amped in general.
Dude, it's a great song to listen to like about 2.5 minutes before you show up to the spot. You're like, all right, here we go.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but not to that song at least. But
well, it'd be kind of weird if you did it, honestly. If I saw you roll up to a spot and you were just blasting Dead Moon on your fucking, I mean, I would be psyched. That would be really sick, but it would be a little strange.
I mean, we were saying how it's great how skate videos introduce, so much music when you're young that you'd never otherwise be exposed to. Yeah. And, you skated in excess before, Big Bill there made it really popular with the Cherry video.
Yeah. And in excess, great song. I mean, Never Tear Us Apart. Rachel, my wife, and I, we danced to that song at our wedding as well. So then when that was in Cherry, I was like, right on.
Yeah.
Video part, but
was Strobic at the wedding? Was Strobic at your wedding?
No, he was not.
I was gonna say he's taking notes on the playlist there. Okay, Never Tear Us Apart. Yeah.
No, but Stable was there, and he drew a big dick in the book, and was wearing a baseball hat. But so Foundation alumni, I suppose.
Classic. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, we were on a mission to get every single Zero rider on the podcast, but now I think we should switch it to Foundation riders.
Dude, I'm down to switch it to Foundation riders, honestly.
We're going to get Leigh Peterson. We're going to get, Ronnie Krieger.
Yes. Dude, I'd love to talk to Ronnie Krieger.
We got to get Steve Olson. We got to get Heath Kirchart.
Yeah. Kirchart's been begging to get on the podcast. He's like, please, people need to hear what I have to say. We're like, Kirchart, wait a few more years.
We got Duffel this week, okay, Kirchart? Yep. We can't talk to you.
It's funny, Matt Tomasello. Do you know Matt Tomasello, one of our pro riders for Fancy Lad Skateboards? Makes all the manips. Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know him as like, hey, we're friends, but I know who he is through the phone, watching the Instagram videos of
from the ether.
Yeah,
it's nice to ask. It was funny for me to ask Corey Duffel if he knew who Matt Tomasello was, and Corey Duffel nods his head with a grin on his face, like, "Yeah, I know of Matt Tomasello." So that was nice. But anyways, Matt was saying that at one point he was obsessed with Corey Duffel. It was the same time, Corey Duffel and Heath Kirchart. Those were his two favorites.
Why do you say?
Well, he said Corey Duffel is the best blunt slides on handrails.
Because he points him up?
Yeah, because he points him up, because you don't ollie over to a tail slide.
Right.
Because
it's a blunt slide, because you do a blunt slide. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why,
so you get it.
That's why Ethan Fowler has my favorite tail slides on handrails, because he ollies into a blunt from the other side.
Yeah, it points him up.
Yeah, points him up.
It's weird how it works in opposite like that, Yeah, both are sicker when they're blunt slides.
Of course, tails too. They look good when you actually push it in.
Absolutely.
That way.
I'm glad that you mentioned Matt, because, I got to say, what stood out to me when I was younger was your fashion, your classic, punk fashion. I don't know if you consider yourself, that straightforward as a punk, or, I don't know. What are you, you don't have to label yourself. What would you say between pop punk, scenester, mall goth, or... No, I'm just kidding.
Mall goth, followed by emo, next be the scenester, and then I'm just kidding. And definitely pop punk, Vans Warped Tour, all that. Like I'm all those, hot topic all day long.
As a meld into one, right?
Yes, CCS, Hot Topic, and Spencer's Gifts, and all that stuff was kind of what I was into.
But no, and
Tim Burton in general. Yeah,
I'm a skateboarder that loves rock and roll music, but definitely was never into like the mall punk, pop punky 2000 emo thing. When people who call me emo, I never quite understood it because I just didn't even know what that even meant. Or scene, like, oh, what? I don't know what that is. I was a rock and roller. I like punk music, but I'm a skateboarder that just chooses to wear tight jeans.
Likes to dress like a rock star.
Yeah, I was into glam music, punk, power pop, mod stuff, and 60s rock and roll. So to me, it was just I took a little bit of everything I liked and just made it my own. And so when I got compared to, like say like a Hot Topic mall punk, I was like, oh geez, okay.
Well, they were kind of based off of your style, though.
I didn't invent any style.
They should have been like, oh, this whole scene is kind of ripping off my thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm borrowing it from somewhere else, but...
Yes, of course, and that's the thing. We all borrow inspiration from different places, and mine's definitely coming from the bands I looked up to, from the 70s, and kind of adding my own flair to it, taking punk, but mixing it with like a gothic look as well, too.
Right.
And skateboarding, and when you're a skateboarder, you kind of just dirty a little bit. You're covered in blood. There's holes always. I mean, we both know. I mean, all three of us would know. You eat shit all day, so especially in Boston, the ground is fucking rough. So
there's some bricks, there's some cobblestones for sure. Yeah. Well, I was saying growing up, you stood out as a punk. Like it wasn't like I feel like a popular look back then, and Orange
the
Man,
tightest pants on the scene for sure. I think at a point for sure.
Yeah. And Orange Man's always telling Matt Tomasello, who loves shopping at Old Navy, he says, listen, you gotta work on your fashion, okay?
I agree. I think fashion is important. I love fashion in skateboarding,
It doesn't matter because, I mean, in the end of the day, skateboarding is it's performance art. It's totally performance art, and you're going out and you're creating art out in the streets. And if you look like a square, your trick's gonna look like a square too. It's not gonna look cool. You're not saying that I'm gonna go, oh, I have to wear this when I do that trick, but it's definitely thought about beforehand. Like when you have something on that makes you excited or gets you stoked, you're gonna be way more stoked to be out there that day skating. And if you get a trick in it, definitely like, fuck yeah, I look cool that day.
Yeah.
Or if I was to go back and watch some of the video parts, I could definitely be like, oh, that outfit sucked, or this one's cool, or oh man, why did I wear that?
Like when you're wearing all white with a top hat. I mean, a fedora, actually. To say.
I think you actually pull off a lot of looks that I feel like a lot of people couldn't pull off, especially with the hats. Like you wore like, it wasn't a fedora, but it was kind of like, dude, that hat's fucking sick. That's a good bucket hat. It goes. I mean, you got great hair right now too, but yeah, you wear like dressing like confidently like that, so you can skate is difficult to do. I like to dress like a rock star. I do that. Like I used to when I like play shows or whatever. I like to dress like that, but I'm more confident when I'm doing that. When I'm out skating, I can't dress like that because I fucking suck and I'm just eating shit. So then I just look like the ultimate asshole,
Which I like
because he's got showmanship is the thing,
right?
I was thinking this the other day about skateboarding, be it performance art. I was thinking when it goes into the Olympics, wouldn't it be great if they made everyone who skated dress like the same way as ice skaters dress, where it's just so theatrical and it's like all
sequence.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, where everyone has to have their own flair like that.
Everyone's just going to be wearing like chinos and like, and like windbreakers.
They would be wearing chinos because when you look at some of the uniform choices, you're going to be like, that's what they're wearing. But yeah, because skateboarding, once again, it's so subjective about what makes it look cool. And seeing somebody just wear chinos or shorts constantly or whatever, like when it's just a classic skateboard uniform, gets a bit boring. Like we were talking about Ethan's pants. Like as a kid, when I saw that, that spoke to me. That was cool because it reminded me of, Keith Richards or David Bowie, people who I also had a crush on. So to see a skateboarder that I could also have a kind of a crush on, it was cool. Like, wow.
Right.
We're totally putting these guys, these men on our wall. And, I have my rock and roll photos on the wall, and I'm not going to have some dude that's not dressed cool next to the guy that's like a rock and roll god. You know?
Well, you see a skater and you see them dressing cool, and they got cool music, and then it makes you think, wow, they have other cool interests besides skateboarding. They actually seem like a cool person. You know what I mean? It just opens up this whole other. It's like, wow, and speaking of which, you seem to be into a lot of cool shit. I know you love The Simpsons. The Simpsons are cool.
I do love The Simpsons. So, favorite episode of The Simpsons for you guys? Let's hear it. Who do you have a favorite?
I'm just going to toss out the X-Files episode just because it was the first one that popped in my head right there.
And I think my favorite is the one where Bart skips school and he like sees like that like Quincy's or Quimby's like chowder, it's chowder.
Is that the one where Skinner is like
Skinner like Terminator's into and he goes down into the water.
He picks up the gum.
And he goes,
right?
He goes, double mint. He's like, double your fun, will you? I'll double your detention.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish someone was around to hear that.
Great line.
So fucking good. So that's my favorite, probably.
Proper choice.
Yeah. Oh my god. Or maybe the one with John Waters where Homer is afraid Bart is gonna be gay, and he brings him to like the forgery, like the welding place. Oh man. And they have like the party. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Everybody dance now.
Yeah. He's like, don't move. There's something in your hair. Get it. Get it
off. Yeah, amazing.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, we could go down this. This isn't
I
the
mean,
Simpsons
I was wondering, honestly, if you actually were a fan of The Simpsons. I didn't know. Or if that was just, just too perfect that Corey Duffel was the DuffMan, for that graphic.
I believe that happened because I was a massive fan of The Simpsons, and it was just on a trip. Someone just threw it out there, just said it was either Ethan or photographer Sean Cronin, which is like, get it, DuffMan, and it just stuck ever since then. And which worked for me because obviously Simpsons fanatic, so it was just like, oh yeah, like DuffMan is about to fuck up the spot, I guess, whatever. But it was cool.
Yeah.
Now I remember when Foundation released the DuffMan graphic, and they had a DuffMan T-shirt.
Yes.
And this is when I was working at Coliseum Skate Shop. And so I was ordering, I was going through the catalog. I was like, well, I'm definitely getting this shirt for myself. So I ordered it. When it showed up, they had added like full text print all over it, like little sayings and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this wasn't on the original shirt. And it was like a full print shirt. I still have it. It's a great shirt. But I was confused.
When you ordered it, it came completely different.
Yeah, it came different. Yeah.
Because the text bubbles are kind of what made it fun, though, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, this wasn't on there. Yeah, I remember one was what a mark.
Yeah, it was what a mark, and then
stork.
About what something that said stork.
Yeah, stork.
At the time, I was just calling everybody storks. That's not.
Oh man.
Funny. Instead, because it just evolved from mark, like being like, what a mark, or what a Munson, and it just turned into. Mark just turned into fucking stork, just
mork, stork. Yeah, the words we have words that morph around here too.
Yeah.
Matt Tomsell's king of morphing words, actually.
Oh, he's a genius at it.
It really is.
But
you still have that shirt.
Oh, I still have all my skate shirts, yeah.
Cool.
And I have them all, yeah, because I worked at the Coliseum for years, and I used to just buy fucking everything that I could, because why wouldn't you if you're fucking working at a skate shop,
That's how I work at a record store, and so guess what? I buy a lot of LPs.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not a bad thing to have.
You work at a record store currently?
Yes. And that's why when you asked to do Thursday with this podcast, or this wonderful interview we're doing, I thought I could at first, but then Thursday's typically my day, one day a week I show up at the record store and play tunes and sell records and buy a bunch of records.
What record store is it?
It's called Up the Creek Records in Walnut Creek, my hometown. It's music and skateboards.
Very cool.
Ooh, music and skateboards. They sell skateboards. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's the place I wish there was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's definitely a gem of a store, especially in the suburbs, like a town where I'm at. This type of stuff doesn't really exist. It's all become, Chipotle, Stucco, just classic America, Midwest.
Hard to find like a good like a community hub, somewhere you can go to every day and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to buy anything, obviously, but I'm going to hang out here and I know the people and I'll run into people and chill, like a skate shop.
That's why these type of stores are important. Hang out, relate with people.
Is that your only job besides professional skateboarder? I know that you just started your own your brand there.
I did. I wish I have a bunch of shirts behind me, but because you guys are also Simpsons fans, you're gonna love. I should be showing it to you right now because there's something exciting coming out. Kind of the vein of DuffMan, Simpsons bootlegging.
Oh shit!
All that fun stuff. But otherwise, skateboarding has been the job since I was a kid, or my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a job, it is, but it's definitely been the thing that's taken care of me for a long time. And the record store was my first job, and that was 2 years ago. I worked at a Halloween store when I was a kid, when I was 15, but that was
all year Halloween store, or was it just seasonal?
It was just a seasonal one. It's throughout October.
I was going to say, I never see an all year one, but I'd love to.
In California, there's a couple, but they're down in LA. But when you drive on the 5, there's Halloween Town and Halloween City, and you're like, holy shit!
Yeah, but then they need them for the prop departments, probably, right?
Yeah, but it's strange when you go to the Halloween store in August. It's actually not as cool as you think it would be. October when it's dark and it's kind of cold, it's exciting, and then when you go in, it's smoggy, warm, sunny California. You're like,
this sucks.
Halloween. It's not as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
No.
You've been in the industry so long. I feel like starting the company, I feel like a lot of the time, what I wouldn't give to be in the industry before, the internet and Instagram. But do you think, because me and my friends still think of the era of That's Life as the glory days of skateboarding. But maybe that's just because, that's what we were watching before the video died.
Yeah. And that's kind of where that's as far as we matured mentally. We kind of stopped at that age probably as well.
It's true.
Yeah, honestly. That was we were 17, 18.
But That's Life, yeah, right, Minefield.
Yeah.
It's around, and Bag of Suck. It's around that time where we
it's the end of the video,
look
honestly.
back as the skate video era being the golden age of skate videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because Minefield could be the last holy
DVD,
shit,
I think,
full-length amazing video where a team actually worked really hard on it. Not that teams don't work hard on things now, but that was definitely wow, this is something special. It's an Alien video. It had a Heath part and it had an Arto part. There were guys in there that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Keyless, I guess. Deer Deck, actually probably kind of an underrated part. But yeah, and then after that, I guess.
I know they have, they came out Pretty Sweet and the Vans video, but
it doesn't feel the same.
No.
The other ones.
I think I've seen both of those videos twice, maybe, Whereas every other video would see dozens of times, at least.
Thousands of times.
Yeah.
Asian Goddess, I've seen them, I don't know.
Which is weird at a point where it was skate videos were less accessible, You couldn't just YouTube anything, but you're still just watching videos. Maybe it's just because you have less to watch. You're just watching them over and over.
The Evil video, that was a video you probably found for $5 in the discount bin.
Yeah.
But you probably got it. Just when I look at my box of movies, I have tons. I'm Acme Haku?
Yeah.
The video even is this? But it's because it was the one that was affordable. Because when you're 12 years old, you gain the discount video. You can't afford to get the Shorties video. You want Fulfill the Dream, but might not get that one for 8 months. So then now you're also 2 years behind in skating. you're like, whoa, Muska's doing a nose blunt? Oh, fuck, man, I'm just learning tail slides right now.
Was Muska a big inspiration to you?
I'd say he still is. I love Muska.
Same.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's just cool.
It's the Muska.
But as a hammer skater like yourself, I'm sure that he must have been. I mean, you mentioned Asian Goddess. I guess I was wondering, is that your favorite video of all time?
Favorite video of all time might be Welcome to Hell, because that was a great one. But Asian Goddess, or maybe even 20 Shot Sequence, because that was my second video, and so seeing that was just exciting nonfiction. The real video with Trick Jones, that was Joey Bass. That was like another influential one. But I'd say Asian Goddess, when I look back at it now, it's definitely probably shaped my skateboarding a lot without even realizing it, because it was the first one I saw. So seeing Jeremy Klein, all the big gaps, and skating to Lush, and then Frank Black and the Cocteau Twins in it, Matter Rose, a bunch of different music selections in there that have become my favorite bands. 27 years later, after the video came out, it's definitely safe to probably say that would be my all-time favorite, because it's just, I can still get that nostalgic feeling when I watch it, and it still touches me. It's touching me, but I feel something when I watch that video. I get excited about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's Greco Switch Tray, or it's Jeremy all in two picnic tables, to Light from a Dead Star by Lush, it just makes me feel a certain way. I get excited and stoked to be like, this is cool. This is skateboarding. This is awesome. And it's also too, like all the, it's like not, it is a great video, but it's nothing like beyond special. It's just special in the eye of the beholder, I guess. But it's not like The Storm or Welcome to Hell, where it's one of these videos that's like, or Shorty's Fulfill the Dream, where it's like, the Shorty's video is coming.
Monumental.
Like it just came out, and it's a movie you watched, and it gets you, it brings the stoke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Videos are weird, because then like come Welcome to Hell, around that time was like, the Toy Machine video is coming, like the Shorties video, like you wanted it for like the full year before it came out. You knew like that unreleased Chad Muska Toy Machine part was coming out, so you're excited for it. Mm-hmm. Whereas Hookups video, it was playing at a local skate shop, and they were having a premiere there, and there was a raffle, and I actually won the raffle. I'm a 10-year-old kid. I won a complete, and I'm seeing my first skate video. And I also won the video in the raffle. So it's like, oh my gosh, skateboarding is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I remember
gets me
being such a big fan of Fulfill the Dream. I remember when Guilty was coming out, just like going on like whatever, like monsterskate.com or whatever, and like just like refreshing like every day to be like, it did the video go from like coming soon to now available for order? And I might have even, they might have had a pre-order for it too, but just the anticipation of every day being like, going on the site and being like, can I order the video yet? It drove me crazy.
Of course, that's funny. By that time, I feel like I was done buying videos by the time the whole internet thing happened, but I would still, when I was on tour, anytime I'd go to a skate shop, I'd still buy, whether it's the local videos or discount videos. I'm like, oh shit, they got a copy of this? Cool. Just skate nerd stuff,
Yeah.
Oh no, I know. I feel like that's how I came across. What was it? Were you in Red Asphalt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I own that video, and I feel like I came across that video in that exact way.
And I did choose that song as well too, where Joel Metro Skateboarding on Instagram. So I don't know if you know the connection between that skate video and the Instagram page Metro.
I didn't.
So Metro was the skateboard shop, and Red Asphalt was the video that we put out for it. But Joel, who owned the shop, he runs the Metro Skateboarding Instagram, and he tried, choosing a song for me at first. And I was like, nah. So I chose Small Faces. The whole thing was he wanted it to be all like 60s music. I can't remember. Maybe it was Martha and the Vandals, Heat Wave. He wanted me to skate to, or maybe that's one we both kind of decided on. And I was like, you know what? Fuck, I got to skate to the Small Faces Runaway. But so I almost succumbed to using a pick by somebody else. But once again, I was like, fuck it, I can't do it.
You maintained your integrity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of skate videos that we used to watch, and also Metro Skate Shop. This falls into it. When I was working, I'm going to say one more time this episode. When I was working at Coliseum Skate Shop, that was in Melrose, Massachusetts.
And this is post Wonderful Horrible Life Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, I was when Wonderful Horrible Life came out, I was like one of the kids at Coliseum. I was like 12, 13. But this is probably like a year, no, 2 years after that. I was working there.
I'm gonna pee real quick while
Bigzo goes pee. Every Sunday, there's one video that me and my friends would watch because I'd be working all day.
Yeah,
and that was a little video called Gary and Friends. I'm not sure if you've seen that one.
No, hey, am I allowed to take a photo?
Oh, absolutely, dude. No. Please take a photo of it.
That's amazing. So this is the guy that actually is. This Adored shirt is made by Gary, aka Gary and Friends.
Dude, this is one of my favorite videos. Watch it, dude. Honestly, watch this video probably over 100 times. Did you pick your song of this? You skated to Eve of Distress? Yeah, by Barry McGuire. Yeah, exactly. Fantastic song. Oh man, yeah. No, I've been dying to be able to show you this because this is
so cool.
Yeah, this is part of our. This is actually sits right above Yerp 1996 in our VHS. So it's 1 year off from your 95, but
yeah, penny switch. I mean, the shifty flip over the pyramid, the switch front side flips.
Ooh, oh my god, yeah, my god,
is great.
Absolutely, man.
That's so funny because the sweatshirt I'm wearing is made by Gary, the guy that made that video.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, he's printing the Adored stuff for me because I wanted to make sure there's a connection with the brand I'm doing with the people who, influenced by skating or who have been a part of my whole journey, whatever we want to call it.
The good homies.
Yeah, everything's always tied in with friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Life is nothing without friends.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like, what are you doing if you're not surrounding yourself with people that you like, even if it's like, or just collaborating with them.
Yes, and to me, that's talking. If not that you even asked me about my brand, but this little thing I'm doing, it's a collective. It's collaborating with people I care about, or
right.
People who I adore, or the people we adore, and adore just sounds cooler than adore,
Right. It's nice because it's got a past. It's adored works in a lot of different sense. I adored that. This is adored. Past and present.
I want to be adored.
Absolutely. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Do you like the Stone Roses? I know you skated. So what was that? What was that? Bernard Bennett? Was that dude from what was it? Not Alone. That part you put out.
So that would be he's the guitarist from a band
from
called
Suede. Yeah. Big Suede heads over here. Love Suede.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the London Suede.
Yeah, well, that is, the London Suede is, yes, that was their name for legal reasons.
Yes.
That was one thing. Got really into Britpop around in Boston for a while, especially after the PJ video, because that was like mostly Britpop,
Yeah, that's so random. He skated to that song as well too, because that's kind of that was only on the American CD release too. That's not actually on hardcore. It was like a bonus track on the CD. So somebody had actually liked the band to realize that, which is fucking cool.
Right. They dug deep through some shit to get that. But yeah, that's an amazing, you can't even find that version of it,
No. And then actually I saw my wife, she was with the band she was playing with. They did a cover of Like a Friend in Brazil one time. And obviously she has no clue who fuck PJ Ladd is or Wonderful Horrible Life, but she's like, oh, I love this Pulp song, and they ended up covering it. And then it was years later, I was watching Wonderful Horrible Life, and I was like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah.
I totally forgot because I hadn't seen that video since 2002, 2003, whatever it was.
Right.
But that's cool. Got to be a Britpop fan. You're just a fan of UK indie music. If you don't appreciate it or get it, kind of like, okay, we're not gonna really vibe or mesh on music because you probably don't like the same kind of music I could dig on, because they were all influenced by stuff I love, and also the bands that came from them were influenced by stuff. So it's like, yeah, we probably just don't mesh.
Right. So, yeah, for sure.
I missed.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Is after this, you and me, Duffel, we're hanging out. I feel like we got something going on here.
Absolutely. So Gary and friends, though, where
Duffel and Bigzo.
Wait, Gary and friends.
Yeah, well, I'll hang out with Biggs too, but
Bigzo can come. Gary and friends was sent to us by Metro, and we used to. I used to call Metro Skate Shop all the time while we were watching it, and just I don't even know who the fuck we were talking to. Just talk to people on the phone for like 2 hours, just like pass it around the shop. And like you guys had like the East Bay Squirrels? Was that the crew out there?
Yeah, they had their little crew, the East Bay Squirrels. I was not a part of it. I wasn't. That was like their little side mission or their little thing that. I wasn't affiliated with it, even though it's my buddy Joel, Cameron, and Jason, and Boo Boo, but they were like too elite. I wasn't invited. Just you walked away to go use the bathroom, so not like part of our little club.
Right. Exactly. I feel excluded now.
Yeah, during this couple we were gone, we very much connected.
I feel like I'm part of the No Homers Club, and you already have a homer, you know?
There's only one homer.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, Stonecutters, what a great episode too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I've been dying to find myself a ring like that. You know,
I mean, season 4 through 6. I mean, I feel like you can't do any wrong, and I think Stonecutters is on season 6, right?
Yep, and that's my favorite season because my all-time favorite episode would be. I mean, there's too many, but Lemon of Troy is one I typically will say, just because there's so many fun quotes in that one. It's just a classic episode.
Yeah.
God damn.
But then again, season 8's got a couple good ones.
Season 8, I think, is the first season that isn't that is less than 75% perfect.
Yes,
if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And season 9 is when they start pushing it.
That's when it starts slipping.
That's when they really start pushing it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
a couple episodes will pop up, and you're like, "That's a great one."
No, for sure.
You get the grimy episodes, so that kind of makes for the whole Frank Grimes, could make the whole season worthwhile, or Hank Scorpion as well,
And I think isn't the New York episode on season 9?
Yes, crab juice. Oh, like
cockalosh.
Mountain Dew. I'll take crab.
Yeah. So.
Just great stuff. But back to Gary and Friends. We could do a whole episode on Gary and Friends.
Oh my goodness, we really could.
But I love that now I have the number to your mom's phone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna post your Gary and Friends part when we post this episode. I'll blur out that number, but just so you know, I'm gonna post that part.
Okay, perfect. I can remember I'm wearing this like little tiny denim jacket.
You got good outfits in that. You got a little denim jacket, you got a little leather jacket. And you guys got a few plastic barriers that you bring to some spots.
Yeah.
But you do some fucking heavy shit in that.
Thanks. I think that's when I was 15, I believe, at that time. And that was a fun time. So Gary, he had his little, I can't remember what kind of car it was, but he would take me and my friend Graham around, and it was just high school kids having fun, goofing off, Special times.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's clear. It's such like a friend video, It's nice to just be like, oh, let's see what these guys are up to.
And I saw,
hey man, you that sucked. Like, I'm like, you don't understand the whole premise of it was like we were just skating the worst things purposely. I'm like, yeah, obviously it's a backlip on like a 5-stair. It wasn't like I was like, hey, I'm going out to fucking kill this rail.
Hey, that was a 6-stair that you backlipped. Your ender, that was a 6-stair.
And the record store is actually across the street from where that rail used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
that's a fucking weird set, though. It was like a 6-stair as the rail was going down like the middle, where like there was kind of like a fucking 45-degree
and I had to come at it at like a 90-degree angle anyways, too.
Dude, it was fucked. That was sick.
Now, because of
a fun time, I think it all took place over, 6 weeks maybe, of just goofing off. And Gary had just got the camera, and it's like, and he always had it out. He just documented everything.
Yeah.
And looking back at it now, it's like, man, that was a special time. And Biggs, as you wouldn't know, like I was telling him, Gary is making a lot of the adored stuff. He's the one printing the shirt I'm wearing right here.
That's sick. I love keeping it in the family. I'm still friends with everyone involved with the company pretty much. except for the new riders,
Yeah.
are people that I've known since high school, essentially. So it's great keeping it in the family like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dog just came to say hello.
Oh, dude, what?
But I was going to say,
Dude, hell yeah, doggy.
unlike the piss drunks, I thought that you just came out the womb dressed as a punk. And then I watched the Think Dedication video, and I was like, wait a minute. Pump the brakes. This guy's not a punk at all.
Nope. And so what's funny about that, and not funny, I guess kind of strange too. So in my sponsor me video to get on Think, or that the video that got me on Think, I skated to the Misfits, and I'm wearing black Dickies throughout the whole thing, and shaved head and safety pins and all that. And then when I think they did the full on clothing change on me. They made me wear different stuff and didn't like my image or who I was. They said, I was following like the wrong crowd and all this stuff, and blah blah blah.
So they Chris Cole'd your ass.
Yes, I got Chris Cole first. They wanted me to be the all-American looking, Brady Bunch motherfucker compared to the stuff I was actually into.
Yeah.
And when you're 13, you're like, okay, sure, you want to give me some cargo pants? Cool.
Right, yeah.
5 years ago, I'll wear them again. Why not?
Yeah. And, I mean, I get it. I would do the same thing to this day.
Absolutely.
I say, you want to send me a Supreme hoodie? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get paid whatever you want to pay me.
Supreme, if you're listening.
But I was going to say, the chef, back to the chef, he seems to be
legend.
You look up to the legend, Jamie Thomas, as you should. But I think that you wore the Freddy Krueger sweatshirt before the chef.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did the all white before him and Heath as well too.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying these legends got to start paying credit where credit's due.
And I'm glad it takes another skate dork to know this type of stuff, because I was going to come on to the podcast. So I demand to be known. It must be known that I first wore the striped sweatshirt. I had the Freddy sweater. I had the all white outfit. I did this. I skated this spot. Blah blah blah.
Well, as a skate nerd, I'm looking for these NBDs, and they're not exclusive to the skate tricks.
That's true. And speaking of NBD, all right, this is curious. I'm not sure for sure if you are, but you might be. Are you one of the first people to skate rails straight over? I feel like you're like right at the tip of when people started doing that.
The up and over?
The up and over, straight up and over.
Suicide grind.
Yeah, the suicide grind.
I heard somebody say that one time. I just call it the Sean Sheffy, because Sheffy had done one, and that's the first one I ever saw.
When someone says the Sean Sheffy, I usually think they're referring to ollieing over a little play school car with a child in it.
Yeah.
Which is something I frequently try.
Yeah, when I think of the Sheffy, I'm thinking of the bicycle jump at the blue wig at Europe 96, Europe 97, something like that.
I'm thinking I don't get the vibe about skating rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess maybe I was one of the first ones to do.
I mean, then it was like Jake Johnson, AVE, and then everyone's
Leo, right? Leo do that? I feel like Leo does that.
And now it's cool, but it's not as special to me. It's like I don't move. But
that's what I was getting at.
I did go back in one of my video parts, the recent ones, and I did do the 50-50, I don't know, back 2002. And I went back last year or the year before I did a Smith grind down it, just to be like, let people know I can still do it if I want to. It's just, you don't want to repeat yourself constantly, but was changing it up a little bit. So I said, fuck it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I love in the you got a very, I love how you just have a basic kind of bag of tricks that you use to the max. And like I said, love the tray flip. Varial heel.
Oh man,
one of my two favorite varial heels.
You would rally.
You would rally, and I was gonna say Bam Margera.
Bam has a really good V heel. That's true.
Favorite V heels.
And that's great everything.
Yeah, Bam is very good.
But you branch out a lot in the cataclysmic abyss part. You got the nollie heels, got the nollie flips, fakie frontside flip, fakie inward heel.
Yeah, I was pretty much killing it, at the time.
I mean, I think it's.
Don't get me started on the fashion.
I think it's my favorite part of yours. I'm going to say.
You're all-terrain vehicle in that part. You're skating a lot more different spots than in your previous parts. You're kind of all over the place, and it's fucking sick.
And I think it actually goes back to. I mean, that doesn't go back. I should say that video was able to just more, I guess, document and show what I was actually skating or how I did skate my entire upbringing. But sometimes videos, or all my video parts, I was not there when they were edited. It's just like, here's footage, here's the song I like, do what you want to do. Maybe I'll see you at the premiere if I do, whatever. I didn't really care about that stuff. And now looking back, I should have actually, been a part of it. But it wasn't a big deal to me because I was more concerned about actually being out there skating and hitting all those different spots. The video was like, whatever, fuck, it's just a video part. I want to be out skating.
Right.
But that one was, not to like jock myself, but it was a special one because it did finally, I think it did capture that like going fast, and I actually had more tricks than a lot of people thought. Because people, sometimes they only see what you can do in a video, so they go, oh, you can only do pop shoves and kickflips. I'm like, well, I just like to do those tricks. I can do other ones, but you don't always want to, film something or it's just not being documented or whatever.
You didn't say, oh, if you could do pop shoves like me, you'd be doing them all the time too, motherfucker.
Okay.
You got great fucking pop shoves.
Me, would be doing them all the time too.
Thank you.
If you could backlip like me,
dude,
you backs and lip slides like me all the time.
Yeah.
And don't think we didn't see the back tail. You did. You backtailed that handrail too.
Oh, that's a great back tail.
Dude, it was fucking sick.
I do it like the front tail. I all the way over to.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm a big fan of your pop shove. It's a big fan of your shove 5-0s. Just, dude, they're fucking great. Just like the tray flips, just like the varial heels. Those tricks. Your bag of tricks, as you say, obviously back lip as well. Like they're the ones we see a lot of for a fucking reason. They're really good,
Thank you.
But they're not the only things you got. You're throwing fucking heel flips all over the place too, and people aren't saying, oh, he's a heel flip guy.
No, but as a kid, I was a heel flip guy. I couldn't kick flip without turning my body, so I learned heel flips, and so I was a heel flipper, and then occasionally they come out still because they're fun. I just like to do what's fun, what feels natural, and what's good, and and then you hit a point. Sometimes you feel like maybe, or you've been told you've done the trick too many times, so you stop doing it, and then you realize you kind of miss your friend. It's like you stop doing something. You're like, why did I stop doing that? I always liked that trick, but like I became insecure with things like, oh man, I guess I'm gonna go backlip something. I probably shouldn't do that because photographers tell me, oh, what, are you gonna backlip it again? And it sucks when you don't listen to yourself and do what makes you feel good, and then you start to like not do the tricks you like to do, and that's kind of a shitty feeling too. And then so then when you get them back, like I finally started doing shove-its again. I'm like, what? Pop shove-its are fucking cool. I love this trick. And then becoming popular now in skateboarding, but so many people have a bad shove-it too. Like they don't all look like Donnie Barley or Drake Jones. Like so many of these people are doing like these weird like varial looking things, not like a pop shove-it. Should be like a simple but a very like flowing, nice looking trick.
It's a simple trick, but it's difficult to execute like well, like just make look fucking like, oh shit, It's a trick you can easily do. Be like, okay, yeah, you did a pop shove it, but you could be like,
it's a tough one to do it on a fat stack,
and it's tough to do down things. Yeah, it's really tough to do down things.
It pops up real fast, and
you don't want it to go primo.
I just feel like I always catch it with my shins.
Yeah, same as like a nose slide. Somebody could say a nose slide's not that hard, but it's hard to make it look good.
Right. That is what I think that a nose slide is one of the most difficult tricks to make look good because it's so easy to do technically that people are just like, yeah, I can do a nose slide, and they never take the time to learn to actually ollie into it and like, kind of square up on the ledge and actually nose slide.
Well, nose slide down a circle rail? Like
oh,
Alfonso Rawls?
Well, that's fucked. Oh, you're talking Alf over here.
I'm talking Alf over here.
Oh my God.
And not, not the one that eats cats that we were talking about earlier.
Are you talking about my boombastic definition of jazz style?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But you got a very unique style, and I think that's a thing that coincides with your punk image. Your individuality is the unique skate style. I mean, it's not something that you even need to try to do because it's just your style, but it's like it sticks out in the crowd of imitators.
Absolutely.
Of other people's styles,
and it's something difficult to achieve, someone being that has for most of their career worn like almost skin tight clothing to still just have good style.
Do you think it's the white belts why people thought that he was goth or emo?
Dude, I mean, that's just how emo people started dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they just caught on. I mean, because that's all that, most of that shit is based off like skater. A lot of it's based off skater style, or just like, oh, what are these losers in high school wearing?
But let me say, I'm looking at the video right now, and I just wanted to compliment you on your The Shining pillow that you have there.
Oh yes, you like that? It's nice,
that's nice.
I do, and
I was looking for a pillow with Jack Nicholson's face on it. I was like, what the fuck? Where does he have that?
Yeah,
no, yeah, it's the carpeting there,
right?
Yeah. It's my friend out of San Diego. She makes them, and so they're very nice.
And because I happen to like movies, so I wanted to mention your Tim Burton inspired graphics. Is that your favorite director?
Definitely one of them, especially at younger years. Seeing like Edward Scissorhands as a kid, just something special, and then
it's awesome.
Got older, like Big Fish. Just seeing these movies, I'm like, wow. Just some of the stuff spoke to me, whether it's the writing or cinematography, or just typically the fact that it's outsiders, that they're looking for love and maybe not being accepted, but yet they're actually very kind-hearted people. It's just they don't always fit in. That's kind of how I felt with skateboarding. So it's like a sense of belonging when watching some of his films, I think.
Yeah, I love that.
I just like movies. I like cartoons, movies, and
I do too. There's something that's kind of like dark and cartoony about all of his movies. I haven't seen any movie of his past Big Fish, honestly. I hear they're not as good, but yeah, there's something like Edward Scissorhands where it's like, dark and goth, but there's something that's so lighthearted about it too that, I really love. But, and
that's why skateboard graphics based on stuff that I liked, where, I mean, like, you guys are from Boston. One of my first boards was The Modern Lovers, because just obviously a fan of the Boston music scene, and just the logo looks so great. Maybe a lot of kids at the time, they didn't know who it was, but then maybe somebody at the skate shop might, if they knew what it was, they could tell the kid, oh, this is based upon a band, Jonathan Richman on the Modern Lovers, and that kid might hear that band and they might get fucking inspired. It might help them start a band or go listen to music or not be scared to dress the way they want to dress or little things. So that's why I always put bands and movie type stuff on my boards, because I wanted it to be like once again a sense of belonging for somebody, whether it's you two as 13-year-old kids seeing something that you also already knew and you're like, hey, this guy's all right. He's also into that. Cool. Maybe I have a chance where I could also be a pro skateboarder because I'm also a weirdo or a freak, or I love this shit and I could be inspired to do what I want to do because obviously it's worked out for this guy. Little things like that are kind of cool.
To thine own self be true.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we got the T. Eddie Award for Freaks and Geeks for Fancy Lad. So you're preaching to the choir over here.
Absolutely. Rachel and I, we just rewatched it about a month ago. We put it back on. We started watching Malcolm in the Middle again. Another great show, but
love Malcolm in the Middle.
So, we put Freaks and Geeks on one day, and we just fucking went through the whole thing. Still had the DVD box set, of course, and that when that came out as a kid, watching that with my parents, that was fucking huge, production, something amazing. The soundtracks, let alone all the different Who songs they use in it.
Yeah.
And you look at them like, man, the dorks or the geeks are actually the coolest ones in there.
Yeah.
You're like, how special those people. I mean, you see Franco at the end, playing Dungeons and Dragons with them. Mm-hmm. He realizes, these geeks that he's making fun of are actually
he has more in common with them than he could have imagined,
And that's how dorks and nerds are always the coolest people in real life. Yeah. Everything we love, the fact we're using this Zoom right now talking about this or music, that typically what society calls the dorks, but they're the ones that inspire us the most and make all the coolest shit.
Right. Because
it's cool. So that's like the ultimate compliment, like that TED award. You can't beat that,
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And my friend Matt Taylor the other day, he actually told me that I was punk.
Oh, really?
Just a fun little fact.
Damn.
Oh, yeah?
That's interesting. That's nice. That's nice for people to say that.
I was expecting Matt Thompson again, so when you said Matt Taylor...
Yeah. Well, they mentioned that they're both Matt T's, and Matt Taylor says that he knows that Matt Tomasello has surpassed him as the Matt T.
Yeah, the Matt T.
I call him Matt Thompson, Matt Tomasello. I apologize, Matt. Let's make sure that on the record.
He's going to be pissed.
I don't want him pissed.
But
my ass.
Actually, what's funny I wanted to mention was you actually had a friend trick in our friend's video part that we just had on the podcast. Matt King filmed it. It was Kyle Seidler's part.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you had a guest trick in there.
I did.
Yeah, it was like an ollie into a bank and then like a ride on 50-50.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Gapped out, 50-50 and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hyped. And nice. He part of that switch pop shove it revert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucked.
All right. So he's watched
So he's seen the part.
So he's seen the part.
Yeah, Kyle sent me a message asking if I would give him a trick for his video part, and I said, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
I needed that trick for my video part, which hopefully is going to come out soon, but I was like, man, it's nice when a friend asks for something, and you want to be a friend back and say, hey, yeah, let me give you something if it's going to get you stoked. Because I've always thought it's kind of cooler to be in your friend's part than be in your own part anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's always nice to have a cameo. I mean, if you have a cameo on a sitcom, you're walking in, you're saying one word, and then you're pausing for like 15 to 20 seconds just looking at the crowd, just like being like, that's right, I just walked in. While they're like, whoa, yeah, DuffMan. Oh, no, he didn't.
It must be how Bam felt when he gave Ardo that nose grind in Sorry.
Oh, my God. That's right. Probably exactly how it was.
Dude, there's something special about having the cameo on your friend's part. And especially Kyle and I, we are friends now, but we had only met each other one time, and it was at the America video premiere, and he let me know he was a big fan growing up. So, I thought it would be special for him. Like, if he's reaching out asking, it's kind of like, pipe dream, I guess, or not to sound arrogant, but, he was probably expecting me to say, nah, or he also...
Or not even respond.
Yeah, or he was like, it could be anything. It could be a no slide on a curb if you want. And I was like, actually, I got something cool for you. And so when I sent it over, he was like, oh, shit, you gave me like a trick that was...
actual clip.
Part. I was like, yeah, absolutely. You worked hard on your part, so why am I going to give you something that I don't care about?
Yeah, it's like, here's some footage of me eating a banana.
I did that. I did send him an apple on Wednesday. Yeah. I do these apple videos, like
inspired by Mike V eating that apple.
Yeah, but yeah, you gotta. It's important, And same thing, like when I had a trick in Ben Cato's part before, and I gave him, I think, one of the gnarliest things I've ever filmed, because if a friend was asking, once again, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give this kid that looked up to me as a kid when he was a kid something like I could either give him dog shit or.
So it's not that you're trying to outshine their entire part by giving them your best clip.
No, it's just to make sure they know that like I care to be in your video part and I want that does stand out.
Yeah,
but a random one. So here's me talking. Let me cut you off to talk about me and my cameo.
Come on, Duffel. Come on. You ask us onto you ask us onto your podcast, and you're just going to talk about yourself the whole time. Come on.
So I was supposed to have a guest trick in Darrell Stanton's Transworld video part.
Free your mind.
Yeah, free your mind.
Yeah, free your mind. He wanted a guest trick might have been the back tail down the That's Life rail or something, and Josh Beagle would not send the clip. And
Beagle.
Thebo was hitting me up like, dude, they need the clip. Where's the clip? And I was like, yeah, Josh told me they're sending it, and it never showed up. And so that's one of these ones I kind of felt bad for because I told them I was taking care of it, and then I guess I was the asshole that never sent the clip. Because once again, like I said earlier, video parts weren't really anything I cared much about.
Yeah.
Somebody filmed something, and I didn't even know where the footage was. There's not thousands, but like hundreds of clips I've never even seen before that have never been used just because it's like I didn't care enough after doing the trick to be like, okay, let's export this clip to my thingamajiggy, my computer that I obviously didn't have as a kid. And it's like, cool. We went skating. Gary and friends might have filmed it. If not, fuck it. Whatever. It just didn't matter. It was
right.
Not doing.
Well, Josh Beagle's cut off from the podcast now. I know we were trying to get every Foundation rider, but we've already had Beagle 1-ism. So.
Yeah, we already had Beagle 2.0, so.
I heard some funny quotes on there. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I was awesome. Like, man, hard act to follow. This guy's got like good little sound bites. I'm like, mine's gonna be, my cameos are cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect soundbite right there, actually. I mean, if you want to lay some out right now, just say some non sequitur stuff, like real quick. We just chop that up, put it together.
Yeah, we'll work on that after. I have to like take some notes on that. You're like, okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hey, Krusty the Clown. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, Krusty, we are now rolling. Like, let me show you how a pro does it. I have no quotes.
Yeah. Well, I really liked how when I made that post, I made some post saying, and I made it a point not to. You've got a lot of interviews out there, and I tried not to watch any of them because I like to go into these interviews fresh, and not try to repeat any questions I've heard. But
by not hearing them,
so
you can just repeat anything.
But I made that post saying how posers refer to their skate wheels as tires, and then everyone was tagging Corey Duffel.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because on the 9 Club, you refer to your skate wheels as tires.
Yeah, I call them tires. I call my trucks axles. I think it's funny. It pisses people off, And
you call manuals wheelies, right?
You call them wheelies. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't get the manual. Where does it come from?
Actually, good point. I don't know either.
Is it manual labor? What is it? Is it just because it's tough? I don't get it. Is it like an IKEA manual? What's going on with them? I don't
maybe it is manual labor.
That is a good question. I've never even thought.
It's tougher than just riding on 2 trucks.
That's true.
But wheelies, I just like them. It pisses people off, and you're like, man, that's a sick nose wheelie. The fuck? That's a manual. Like wheelie. Just like tires. It just makes
I think even I've heard Rodney Mullen refer to them as wheelies. So
yeah,
it's like
true.
At that point,
and that's
like,
Mullen.
All right, he invented the whole thing.
Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he wants to call it a wheelie, it's a wheelie now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once again, at the skateboard shop too, we don't have them listed as wheels. Like it's like the little section. It's called the tire section at the record store. And once again, because people go, I thought they were called wheels, and the little card that my boss made, my friend Nick, he goes, we call them tires because Corey is probably the only person that calls them tires, and it makes people mad, so we'll call them tires here too. I don't know.
I love it. People take it too seriously.
Hey, they serve the same purpose. It doesn't matter if it's a wheel, it's a tire, it's a round thing. You need 4 of them on your skateboard.
I mean, you could say that we're taking this seriously by, really divulging into every little scrutiny of skateboard history, but also we don't. It's a toy, and a lot of people think that all we do is troll people by the videos that we put out because it's not legitimate skateboarding or it's circus tricks, what have you.
Yeah, you fucking circus tricks and all that, but since we already call them tires on the 9 Club, now we're gonna call them donuts because this is the Fancy Lad podcast. They're not donuts.
Dude,
donuts.
A couple big round donuts on there.
Yeah. The pink frosting with the jimmies. We know the one.
Yeah. Is there nothing more appetizing to you than the classic Homer Simpson donut? Because there's something about cartoon food to me that is so appealing, especially like a good slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Or like a fucking fried chicken, like drumstick, where it's just like, and it's just like a clean bone.
for me, it would be The Grinch That Stole Christmas, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, roast beast at the end when it shows him cutting up the roast beast.
That roast beast does look good.
Yeah, that's one that's always been like, yeah.
Damn.
I really want that roast beast.
Wait, you watching The Grinch frequently?
Not
about once a year.
I just talked about the pizza, the donuts, the roast beast is something I just can't get out of my mind.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was watching Hook the other night, and the Lost Boys are all imagining the food, throwing at it. There's like an 8-leg turkey up on this too, and I'm like, I don't know what that beast is in Neverland, but whatever that is, I want that 8-leg turkey.
Yeah, actually, I always just remember like the mashed potatoes that are like colored like sherbet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just, for the food fight with the spoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you are, Peter.
There you are, Peter.
Yeah, I love, anytime I meet someone named Peter, I love to stretch their face back and say, there you are, Peter. And they slap my hand and say, what the fuck are you doing?
That was a good quote this whole last trip I was on. Some of the kids on the Orbs tires. I guess I ride for Orbs wheels, but I'm going to call them Orbs tires.
They're going to love that.
Is that
Hook? Or I was watching Hook by myself as they were doing some of their own thing. And then people started coming in and nobody really knew what it was. Jonathan Pierce knew it. Somebody else did. And then it was my 37th birthday. So I'm like, man, I'm fucking old. And I was like, anytime I look in the mirror, I just have to go, there you are, Peter. To like, I'm like, there you are, Corey. Like,
just pull your skin back. Yeah.
Oh man, I recognize nothing but these eyes these days. Pull it back, and then after landing tricks, we kept doing the crowing. All of a sudden, there's like the, and then all of a sudden the next day, my hair is sticking up. You know, like once Pan's hair starts sticking up, once he finds himself again, he turns young, and his hair is just like shoots up. And so that was like my inspiration on this trip I was just on.
Is that what you were doing? You were in the desert?
Yeah, I was in Vegas for a week.
What made you quit Pig Wheels? I mean, it's the only wheel with the original squeal. It's the Oink Gang.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I Oink, yeah.
It's in the squeak.
I love Pig, and I was on the team for 20 years, and it just Orbs hit me up. My buddy Jason, who owns Welcome, he asked if I would be interested in riding for Orbs, and I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. He said, we want to go on a trip to Area 51. We want you on just to be you and do what you want to do. And I was like, you know what? That sounds really cool. Pig, I would ask for a box of wheels. I couldn't even get packages anymore. I hadn't had a pro model wheel in like 8 years, maybe 10 years. I was like, I'm riding for this company that I don't want to sound lame and say I wasn't being appreciated, but that's how I felt. I didn't feel a part of the family or something that I truly actually loved. And I should have left Pig back in 2005 when Josh Beagle quit because Pig was his company.
Yeah.
And they took Pig away from him and kept it running. But that was Beagle's company. And so I actually always kind of felt lame to continue riding for the company that my friend Josh put me on that he was no longer a part of. But sometimes you just get scared to leave. And finally it felt right to be like, I've quit Foundation. And this is nothing ill towards Tomieto or my friends over there. I love everything about Pig. I think Pig is a cool company.
Yeah.
It just no longer felt like home to me. And when
different time. Times change.
Yeah. I was like, man, these fucking weirdos want me on the team with them? Fuck yeah. And I went to Vegas with them. In 20 years of riding for Pig, not one trip. In 2 months of riding for Orbs, I'm on a trip, and they were just stoked to have me out there just to watch Hook, hang out, and videos and goof off. And it felt like such a cool connection. It was something very positive, and I was sucking. I wish I could have been ripping, but I have a bad knee right now. And so just doing a trick on flat, they were hyped on it. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. That was terrible. But it was nice to feel appreciated or to feel some camaraderie, just to be a part of something. Right. It was nice. We all like to be hugged and feel, some kind of respect. And they were kind of talking like how you guys are talking, where it's making me blush. Where I'm like, I don't want to talk about those old video parts. But,
well, you're a living legend. It makes sense,
Oh,
yeah. There he goes, blushing again.
About it, and it was kind of neat. I was like, I don't want to talk about this. That's all. Let's pass. But then it felt nice, to just to feel the love and be like, I'm with a group of people who are on a team that's happy for what I've done and continue to do, even if it's not the big backflip that I dream of doing, but just to be able to gas them on and tell stories and just to be in the van. It was fucking cool because that's all I want to do is just be around skateboarding because I love it so much, and to see the young guys getting the tricks and just be like, fuck yeah, you got it, and doing the Peter Pan, just to be a part of it. That's to finally feel that like sense of belonging. As the third time I'm going to say it, because when you're an outsider of something you love, to finally feel something that's actually feels right, it's a trip. And then I was like, wow, this is probably how a lot of people feel constantly. I finally feel that connection. I love this.
Yeah. No, I know.
I need Liquid Death now. I'm like caught in mouth after that. That was like a long I out for like 20 minutes. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Grab a Liquid Death.
I mean, we mention it all the time, that Jason Saleya, with Welcome, that's been when they started, that was an inspiration to for the company, just to even start a company in general. But we always mentioned how skateboarding is such a counterculture thing in its own, but we feel like it's in the counterculture we're like a complete outcast as well. So it's a strange feeling when you feel that way,
which is also cool because that's why something like Zero, the chef, was so cool in 1997 because Zero did not fit in with what was happening.
Right.
And that's why Fancy Lad is cool and why Welcome is cool, because the big dogs say you can't exist in this world, and you're like, why not?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we're going to do it however the fuck we want to do it. And if you don't like it, too bad.
It's like, who do you think helped you build this world?
Yes. Call us shop and unbind the boards, and now you're going to tell us we can't do it?
Right. We've been helping you build this world for 20 years now. So
I think it's
we're in it.
People, I swear they always just try to, because they want to keep you down. Like they don't want you to realize that you can do it on your own. Yeah. They're like, no, you can't do it. It's impossible. There's no money in skateboards, or you can't do it. That's lame. And you're like, but why was it okay for you guys to start something when you thought the 80s were lame?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're looking at skateboarding, and it hit such a stale point in 2010. And with Fancy Lab, was that 2015, 16?
No, well, it came out in 2011, but it didn't really, didn't gain traction until about 2015.
Yeah. That's probably when people started noticing for sure.
And I guess that's because YouTube and Instagram were a bit more popular at that time, and we can actually see that we don't only have to see nollie heel crook nollie flip thingamajiggies out. It's okay to be like, skateboarding is fun. There's cool shit happening.
Right.
Do we really have to only watch this fucking gigantic 5.0 on something? Because even myself, I loved chomping, back in the Gary and Friends days, but there is nothing more boring than watching a handrail part now, unless it's a 90s or Y2K part.
Right.
Watching a full part of rails now, I'm like,
I agree, and it's great to hear from a rail chomper.
Seriously,
honestly,
thank you. What a fucking breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
honestly.
And
it's like, or people are like, how come you don't get gnarly anymore? I'm like, that was a chapter in my life that I wrote already. I'm working on new stuff that's a bit more fun now. Yeah, rails can be fun, but they lost the danger, the excitement to them. Before, there was something like kind of primitive about it, and you didn't know how it was going to work. You just went full speed and hoped for the best. But once skate parks became a thing and people actually like kind of master their rail,
now it's
too calculated,
exactly.
Too
it's
safe,
calculated, exactly, and it's just like, of course you can do that fucking 15 kink, like 4 flat, 4 flat, 4 flat, 4 flat, 4 flat, 4 flat, 4. So I'm sure you've fucking been skating handrails your whole goddamn life, But there's something so raw about skating like a fucking crusty ass like 14 stair rail behind like a grocery store, like that's fucked. Like that what part is it? Is it cataclysmic, or is it that's life? The 50 you do and you just fucking land like primo. It's fucking
are you talking about the iconic That's Life intro?
Yeah,
slam?
Okay, that's right. It is. That's right, because it's in the intro too, and it's the cover of the video.
Where it cuts into King Crimson.
dude.
How many kids you think bought that record thinking that whole album was going to be all bangers, and then they're like, what is this prog rock weird shit that I just bought, you know?
Yeah.
I love that album. But, you know, speaking of King Crimson, do you think this is a good time to go into one of our segments of Coffee Talks with Bigzo?
I don't think so, because we don't have any coffee here,
Oh, cool. Okay, well.
But what slam do you think, was that your most devastating slam? Either that or maybe the arm break of right foot forward?
You know what the most devastating slam of them all is? When I just hurt my knee last year slipping in a bag of chips, because 27 years of skateboarding, I never got hurt. I never hurt my knees, and all of a sudden my knee is fucked now from slipping into Doritos.
You slipped into a bag of chips?
Yeah, because, you know, like little bastards at the skate park not cleaning up, putting the trash in the trash can, you know, 5 feet away, and then just littering all over the place. And I jumped off my board, and I slipped in trash and fucking destroyed my knee. So that's kind of like the most devastating, because like, are you fucking kidding me? On like a 1 foot Nokian quarter pipe thing. So it's like, that's devastating. If we're talking about devastating, that one's like heartbreaking.
Not even skating. Just like, yeah, you were skating, but you weren't skating. You were just there.
Now I'm like crippled, limp in my knee for life because of, you know, trash. The other ones, you know, yeah, they suck, but I got over them pretty fast. You know, they were hard hits, and maybe they looked terrifying and they hurt. But I'm not like devastated over it, where this one's going to be like years and years of trauma. You know, my whole life's going to be like, the fucking chips got me.
Yeah.
The trash can 2 feet away. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's hard to accept that sometimes, you know? That's the only way you can heal from an injury, is by accepting what happened. But I don't want to accept that's what took me out, is a fucking bag of chips or a grandma's cookies, whatever the trash was, just a piece of garbage that from the A&PM next door to the skate park, you know?
Well, in that right foot forward part, you know, I gotta say, I love the clip where you're catching the football.
Yeah.
But are you a sports fan?
I do like sports.
See, that kind of blew my mind in general. I was like, this punk rocker is also a sportsman. And that's when it blew my mind, and I was like, wow, I guess they're not mutually exclusive.
I like sports because for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's something I grew up watching with my dad. I like baseball. It's always been fun. And then also, I played them as a kid. You know, before skateboarding, I was always into being outside playing. And to me, it's like, I don't like the organization of sports, let's say, or the whole team aspect of it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But playing is fun. Yeah,
exactly. Like, you're going to tell me playing like a muddy game of football with your friends is not a good time at times, or fucking hitting a tennis ball, whatever it is. If you're outside with some homies, you can make fun out of it. And so for a long time, I pretended like I didn't want to admit that I liked the sporting events, you know, because fuck, you know, skateboarding is like, fuck jocks. Jocks suck.
Well, jocks do suck, in all honesty. Like, I mean, let's not let jocks off, because there are people probably listening to this right now that are still dealing with jocks.
Of course. But then you realize, I started to realize the skateboarders were the biggest jocks I ever met anyways. It's like the biggest frat party of cool guys, of telling you what's cool or not cool.
Yeah, and that's another thing we need the young listeners to know, too, is that skateboarding is full of jocks as well. It's like, spoiler alert, it is, honestly.
Negative people in general, because most of us are insecure, or you don't know what's going on, so you hurt what you don't understand, you know? You just, So and then finally, one day, I was like, you know, I like baseball. Why am I going to deny the fact that I like watching baseball? You know, like, hit a point, I was like, man, I have a Steve Young jersey. I like my football jersey. I think this is cool. And people are like, why the fuck are you wearing that? You don't like football. I'm like, actually, I do like football.
Yeah, that was.
I love it.
That was one of the most mind-blowing things, honestly, to see Duffel in a football jersey. But you know, it makes sense, because you can appreciate competition. You can appreciate people out there trying to do their best at something that they've like devoted their life to. You know, you don't necessarily have to appreciate the toxic masculinity that comes along with it, which isn't necessarily has anything to do with it. It's just all these other things that have been sewn into it. You know.
But I love that it comes down to, still being an individual because, it reminds me of the guy from LCD Sound System. I don't know if you're familiar with that guy, but he was saying that, he thought that punk was just about being yourself. And he was like, so I thought one of the most punk things that I could do was make dance music.
Yeah. And fucking what great records he did make, too. And that's the thing. It's like, now, like, I have kids tell me, like, you're no longer punk, or you don't wear tight clothes. I'm like, actually, me wearing baggy jeans is more punk kind of than what I was.
Yeah, doing. Right. You don't understand how punk this is.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be stuck wearing like a uniform, be stuck wearing a uniform. I want to wear whatever the fuck I want to do it. So if I want my bucket hat on and my baggy trousers, that's what I'm going to wear. Yep. And if it's pissing you off, guess what? That's kind of punk,
Yeah. You think this is a costume?
Yeah.
This is a way of life.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing. It's you wear what you want to wear, regardless. But as a kid, I actually had a Boston hockey jersey when I was a kid, so I had to share that with you. I can remember
we're talking the Bruins.
Yeah, and it was the big yellow and black, big B in there.
Good colors, yellow and black.
Who would
Bruins, Wu-Tang. I mean, can't go wrong.
Who would you say besides yourself is the most punk professional skateboarder that you can think of?
Professional skateboarder.
That's the one he's leaning into is professional, not punk. Professional. Who do I consider professional?
I would say probably the punkest dude I know that skates at all is Kevin Rodriguez, because he truly does not give a fuck about what any his sponsors or anything thinks. He just does what he wants to do. Yeah. And so I think he's got the most punk attitude out of everybody because he's not trying to be that. He just is that, I think it's really cool. He's special, that guy, on all levels. Like when you talk to him, he's just a very, very special human being, the way his mind works. Mm-hmm. And trick-wise, too. I mean, because nowadays a lot of people want to skate, dork around credits footage type stuff for video parts. He actually chose to skate that because that's like what he wanted to skate. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna watch what Dane Brady does, I'm gonna emulate that. It's this is how I skate. Nolan Johnson, that guy's pretty fucking punk.
He's pretty punk. He's got the butt flap. He's pretty fucking punk.
He's got there's a few of them out there. How about you guys?
Mardal comes to mind for me.
Mardal is punk as
Marissa
fuck.
Del Santo.
Oh,
Zero Rider.
I mean, that's classic though.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, yeah,
classic
she's borderline classic now at this point.
Right, not a current pro. So
I have a Marissa Del Santo board hanging up in the house. It's 49 and 51 or whatever it is. But yeah, she's as punk as she could get. Cause she did it her way, and when she decided to walk away when she could have kept doing it, but she's like, no. Small paycheck? No, I'm going to go do what I want to do. I'm going to go play guitar in my band, go thrift store shopping, and do what I want to do.
Exactly.
That she's punk. I think my favorite punk pro skater currently is Bigzo from Fantasyland Skateboards.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
That's a good choice, right? Thank you. Thank you, man.
And then, maybe Pigpen, maybe Jub. Who knows?
Are they current? Are they
no,
still
they're
pro?
Not current. They're not current.
Gonna
say.
Right?
I
didn't know
Jub
was
thinking of a
I
current
didn't
pro.
know Jub was in the running. But speaking of Jub, all right. What is your love? You do a lot of big drops, like straight drops. You did at least. How do your knees handle that these days? You still doing the big drops, or are you still feeling the wrath of those?
I see that's why it's so devastating about the trash.
Because of the chip bag.
Yeah, I never had a knee injury, and when I had the surgery done, when they opened me up, they're like, "Hey, your knees look like a teenager's knees. Like your knees are incredible, minus
this."
So yeah, I never had any injuries from the big jumps and all that. It's just little things, little fuck ups got me.
Because you did some big drops. I mean, Gary and Friends Yolly off the back of a bus over some barbed wire. I remember that for sure. But you also, I think, is it Caddick? No, I think maybe That's Life. I don't know. You'll probably know.
Big ones. I like to
There's like a double loading dock almost. It's like 2 loading docks stacked. It's like an enormous double, just like 2-stair, you know?
That was like a construction site in San Francisco. So it's full of, syringes everywhere, used condoms, all sorts of nasty, nasty stuff down there.
All the good stuff. All the stuff you want to slam into. Yeah. Perfect kind of area for open wounds.
Yeah. So the drop was like the whatever part. It was everything else that made that spot kind of hairy.
Dude, I feel like it's hard to like keep your board under you for that long when you're just doing a straight drop. You know what I mean?
That's why I always try to go with more speed. I never did just a straight splat. I feel like I always.
Yeah, you never did like the true jub. You ollie off.
I'm out far with it too.
Yeah.
And I made sure my knees never smacked landing, and I wanted to make sure it was a nice all I got to make it look good, have some speed. I never wanted to be just a straight splat type dude, but I did do a couple.
But you took some fucking tall ass drops though,
Yeah, a lot of times that would be just being on tour and somebody seeing a spot and be like, DuffMan, you got that?
Yeah. Oh no. Clearly, it's just like, oh, there's a fucking obscenely tall drop right there. Yeah. Can you do that? I mean, we do that all the time. We see a spot and we say, oh, Floppy Tim's gonna die off that thing for sure. Yeah. And then sure enough, we bring him back and he does. But then you know what? He gets a trick too.
Of course.
You got to double down. You got to eat shit and then get a trick.
That's usually the way it happens, at least for me.
Like that 50, like that big 50 that you do, and thinking that's life, where you land primo, and then
you mean the one that's the photo from the intro?
No, not that one.
No, you're talking about the one. Yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucked. I got smoked, and it was skating a spot I didn't really want to skate. But once again, being brought and being told you should hit this, and it's like, all right, sure, whatever, fuck it, let's do it.
I love the solo slam too, where you don't even go back and land it. Like in one of your newer parts, you have like the 50-50. It's like a crusty ass spot. Yeah, it's like a 50-50 like drop to 50-50, and you fall over to the other side.
Yeah, I ended up making it again, but I was like, man, the slam just looks cooler. It's like
the slam's better sometimes.
Absolutely,
for sure.
It makes people talk sometimes.
Heath Kirchart said it,
And that's something I just consistently tell myself when I can only slam at spots. I can't get the make. I just say, well, you know what? The slam's usually better anyways.
Hey, at least you're out there getting it,
Getting the slams, yes, for sure.
Yeah. That's how I feel like. People are like, man, skating must be hard. Or you're like, how long you been a pro skateboarder, blah, blah, blah. I'm like a professional, like, floor sweeper. I just dust the floor constantly. Like, I'm not ever making shit. I'm just eating shit constantly.
Yeah. It's like I have a coworker who's in a fucking boot because they like tripped walking up the stairs.
Isn't that so weird when that happens?
Fuck, when people are like hurt from anything but skating, you're like, God damn, you are fucking, you're weak. Like, which sounds, it's mean, but honestly, it's true.
But they are wimps.
They are. They're wimps. Yeah. Like, it's like, damn. Yeah, like, God damn, like I'm glad you don't see my shins right now, normal person, because they are fucking like, they have so many craters and just like discoloration, and like I eat shit. That is part of my diet.
Yes, it is part of the diet, absolutely.
And it's one of my favorite parts of the diet. One of the most nutritious for sure. Mm-hmm. Is the shit.
We all eat shit skateboarding sometimes.
Yeah, some of us eat shit skating, 3-5 stairs. Others eat shit hucking down. I don't know what's the most stairs you ever ollied.
Yeah, let's get down.
Let's get down to the brass tacks here.
I don't know. I think it was probably 20 or 21, something like that.
Christ,
maybe it's a lot of stairs.
That is a lot of stairs.
It's a lot of stairs.
The stairs they're old enough to drink.
But I never went out looking, going, I gotta find, this 25 stair or whatever. It's just like, cool. I got, like, the big ones I've done, they were all just ones I got brought to, it wasn't like a mission of me being like, I'm gonna go do Guinness Book of World Records type things. That's not the way I've ever skated. It's still not that way. I think the whole, like, record setting and thing is so lame in skateboarding. Like, it's like skateboarding should be, like, spur of the moment sometimes. It should be, progressive and also just like jazz. Like if you're not,
I was gonna say spontaneous jazz.
Spontaneous jazz.
It looks the coolest, and that's when like styles look the best too. Or when you actually don't know what you're doing, but you do know what you're doing, but you just go out there and you make it happen. That's like when
it's in your muscle memory.
Looks nice, but when something's done perfect, you're like, oh, that's cool, but I don't care for Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar playing. I'd rather hear somebody like Kurt Cobain play guitar, maybe, and somebody else can say I'm a complete asshole for saying that, but that's just me.
What do you think about Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar playing on "Let's Dance" by David Bowie?
I didn't even know he did it on that. And
he does.
I didn't either. Toro's flexing right there.
He does.
And so Let's Dance came out. That album actually came out today, 40 years ago or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
To this day?
Yeah, to this day.
Oh, wow.
Earlier.
And for the listeners, today is what? What is it, April 14th? April 14th.
I like Neil Young's guitar solos.
Oh, Neil Young is one of my favorite guitarists. All right, I'm gonna list my favorite guitarists right now. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not in any particular order, but I got Neil Young, John Squire, Joey Santiago. Obviously Johnny Marr, and let's say, oh man, this is tough. I've already gone so deep. Oh God. Spiral Stairs.
Spiral Stairs?
Yep, from Pavement.
Oh, is that their name? Sorry for my lack of knowledge.
That's okay, because
that's his
band
name.
I can't stand that people trip out on. I'm not a big American indie fan, but Pavement is like Steve Malcolmus and Pavement I can't get into. Anytime it's in a skate video, and like when you walk in the store and there's like what the fuck is this awful thing playing? It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Mine is, what the fuck song is this in a skate video?
It's Pavement.
I look at the credits, I'm always like, it's Pavement. I'm like, and I've always been told by friends, like, you gotta check out Pavement. Pavement's so great. And I've never listened to them, but the last year, it's been in like 10 different videos, I swear, and I'm always like, God damn fucking Pavement again.
I do think that they're probably my favorite 90s alternative band, honestly, besides Nirvana, which was my first favorite band of all time.
Spiral Stairs isn't one of my favorite guitarists, though. I was just fucking freaking out there. But you know what? Graham Coxon might be one of them.
I'm surprised you didn't say John Frusciante, dude.
Dude,
I know
John
you're a big
Frusciante.
Red Hot Chili Brothers fan.
Yeah, I'm into the Red Hot Chili Poopers.
Yeah,
that's okay. We were all kids at once upon a time. It was fun.
That's not true, Duffel. You take it back.
Yeah, we all like them. I'm not gonna deny it. I was listening to the Counting Crows yesterday.
Oh well, Counting Crows smack, dude. Mr. Jones. I mean, come on.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I'll cut this whole Counting Crows bit out. Don't worry, guys.
No, you can leave it up when
no, you're leaving it.
Airport.
Oh, I'm leaving it in.
You put it on. I was like, oh damn, Mr. Jones. And then Blind Melon came on. I was like, yeah, now we're talking. And then Jeremy came on Pearl Jam, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I was really digging it, man. Those are childhood memories.
Well, I gotta say, Pearl Jam, they're my least favorite 90s alternative band.
Damn.
So Pavement, probably my favorite. But, agree to disagree. That's what I say. There's something about Pavement where it almost seems all like it's so structured, but it seems so off the cuff that it's like almost falling apart at every like angle, that there's something so beautiful about it. And that's I think that you would be able to appreciate that if you got into it,
So a shout out to my buddy Kevin Jackson, who's always telling me, dude, Pavement. So he's been preaching that to me for years, and like I said, it has not hit me yet. And it's like one of those bands where there's a few bands like that, like Pink Floyd or something. I'll be like, I'm gonna try Pink Floyd again. I'm gonna revisit them. And it just never clicks. Like some bands, like I want to like them because I know they are amazing and they have stuff that's great about them.
Maybe early Pink Floyd might tickle your fancy a little more.
Stuff, of course.
Yeah,
of
course.
Pink Floyd songs I could dig, but like I put it on, I'm like, and that's how Pavement is. When I put it on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen all day.
Well, it's like skateboarding being a performance art. It's like that's what I would always compare. A big inspiration to the company is like the sort of like indie scene of like the 80s or whatever, that like all the bands in Our Band Can Be Your Life. The Minutemen, Sonic Youth, Beat Happening, the Replacements, like all those bands that just have this just such sort of like punk aesthetic, but they're like very like pop bands at the same time. Like even like the music, but also like with the album art and like the art direction, even with Pavement too. And it's like so hands-on with everything. It's just a huge inspiration, Yeah.
And I will give them mad props because they are from Stockton. So to come from a shithole place and make something happen, it is cool. There's the appreciation for it. Obviously, it's just I can't.
Do you play any music yourself?
Nah, I'm just a critic. I'm like the worst nightmare. I have all these things to say about music, and yet I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the biggest critics I know in skateboarding are the ones that aren't the most gifted, let's say, at skateboarding. So
and you got the soundboard behind you. You got the speakers. I'm curious what synth and what stuff you guys play.
Oh yeah, well Tom, he's jack of all trades. He's got a Moog himself,
Oh yeah.
Synth. He's a big synth guy.
Oh yeah.
No, Tom was in a band. We both play guitar, but
yeah. I think of myself more of a vocalist, honestly. I'm not a very good guitar player. I can play guitar.
And he plays better than me, so
that's probably not true.
There you go.
Hey, both better than me,
I might play better than you by some fucking idiot's standards,
Yeah. Where like what notes you're playing,
Right, exactly, yeah.
So what kind of synths do you have? Like a guy or like 909, 303? What are we into?
Dude, I have no synths.
No, I was just kidding about him. My roommate's got a drummer from another mother, Moog, and so it was just fresh on my mind.
Yeah, Lebzo.
Yeah, Lebzo. He's got but I mean, that stuff is too expensive for me. I just started using Ableton myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so but I would love to buy a synth, but I don't want to pay $600 for one or like more.
Oh, too.
But they seem like fun toys.
Absolutely. Well, then what kind of guitar are you guys jamming on?
I've only had 2 guitars my entire life, and I've been playing for like 20 years, but I have a Gibson SG Standard from 1999. Just like AC/DC, Angus Young.
Oh, damn. And I got a, let's see, I got this nice, well, it's a Mexican Telecaster, so it's this nice seafoam body. But I got the Tex-Mex Telecaster pickups in there.
Uh-huh.
I've had that thing for probably like 12 years at this point. Fucking love it. Love a good telly, I also have an Epiphone Dot, which is like a big like semi-hollow body.
Yeah.
And I put some like Seymour Duncan pickups in there probably like 12 years ago. But those two, I fucking like, I get all the sounds I want out of those 2 guitars. Best guitar, I'll send you a photo of it later, but when I moved into the apartment I live in now, like probably like 6 years ago, there was an electric guitar in the trash. And it's this weird looking one. The body looks like a painter's palette,
Yeah.
Like the one, like that weird like shapes, kind of like almost like a teardrop, where it's like the thumb hole.
But not, yeah.
But yeah, it was a 1968 Tesco May Queen. So
your trash can.
It was in the trash outside. It's a $1,500 guitar. Yeah. And that's like that is like my baby. That's actually at my parents' house right now because I lent it to my dad because he liked playing it. But that's like a 3/4 scale guitar, and it has like a fucking like Bigsby built into it, and it's just fucking the way it hums. It's like you don't have to plug it in, and it sounds fucking distorted, like just acoustic. It's so nice.
And then what kind of amp are you using mainly?
I got a Blues Junior that I use mainly, which is Fender Blues Junior. Fucking nice, like little tube amp. Fucking, this is great. I used to play out of like a twin reverb, but those are fucking huge.
Yeah, we have a big one. We have a JC120 in the back room, so that thing is
shit.
Oh, so you do play music? You liar!
I don't play. Rachel, my partner, she's got her whole little music room set up, whether modular synth, drum sets, bass, amps, all sorts of cool shit. So I mean, I know what some of the stuff is, and obviously being a dork of music, you want to know how someone like Squire gets that guitar tone or what stuff playing, or you're like, oh, Bernard Butler, you're like, oh, obviously he's on a Gibson or whatever, because the sounds you hear, or like classic Rickenbacker sound. So it's like you dork out. It's the same as skateboarding. You're like, guy, why is that kind of bored or whatever? It's cool. Useless knowledge that makes you excited on things.
No, but it's
like me asking you what kind of trucks you ride, you know?
And do you still ride Venture?
I do have Ventures on.
Fuck yeah.
I like
Venture.
But then I'll ride Ace sometimes too, because I like those also. It's like sometimes you just want to play with different things.
Yeah.
The thing about not being quote unquote pro or whatever, I can ride whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, if I want to skate a fancy lad board or if I want to skate a 10-inch board now,
go on.
I can do it again without someone telling me that's lame or whatever, or feeling insecure about it. And I'm like, cool, this is fun.
Or if, like, say someone said, if you wanted to have a pro graphic for fancy lad skateboards.
What's stopping you?
Yeah, what's stopping you?
I mean, hey, how do we do this? Maybe in 9 months, once we could get these skateboards made, let's do it.
Once the glue shortage is dealt
with. These stories are being told. Maybe we can finally do it. 2023 springtime.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking beautiful year for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're on. I'm going to talk to the art department. We're going to be on this.
Dude, you're in close contact with the art department too.
I am.
So cameos, guest boards. That's the route I've been taking these days, and to me, that's a little more exciting. It's more fun.
We're talking full-fledged sponsorship here.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as you're okay sharing a team with Marissa Del Santo.
Yes, I love Mar. Is Marissa getting on finally?
Yeah, she's on.
I get her on the board. I told her when I started this thing. I said if I ever do something, Mar, we better be doing this. Together. You don't have to ride for me, but I'm putting a skateboard out for you just because I love you so much. And she said, "Sure." Now,
well, that's what I'm planning on doing. Kind of a just do it and then ask for forgiveness afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, "Here's your pro model.
Yep. Here's the money. Here's the royalties."
But here it is.
Yep.
But she should have about 10 different pro model boards. Why not?
I know.
She should have so much. She should be so fucking rich. She is so good.
She's just a cool person too. I mean,
and she's cool. That's like the when it get down to the bottom of it, it's like, damn, she's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Soundbite number 10, Marissa Del Santo. I love you, Marissa Del Santo. My favorite skateboarder of a long time, Marissa Del Santo, kickflip front board, 12-stair rails. Marissa Del Santo, kickflip melon grab a stair, said I can only kickflip. Marissa Del Santo, skating to better bands than I did. Marissa Del Santo, skating to the Stranglers. Holy shit, that was sick.
That was
Marissa
fucking
Del
sick.
Santo has more of a broken arm than I did. Marissa Del Santo called me up for injury advice, talking to her. Marissa Del Santo, remember in San Diego when we hugged last? Yes, I love her. She's awesome. And she's definitely somebody I think that's inspired more than just, skateboarders or female skateboarders. She's every guy loves Marissa Del Santo. Every girl loves her. She rules. There's not many like her out there. Or I guess there's not any other like her because she is Mar. She's
right, exactly. She's Mar doll.
We're talking ghosts.
You guys love me because I'm the only one.
Yeah, exactly. You are the DuffMan.
That's what makes skateboarding special, not imitating others. That's what talking about the punk skateboarders. Sheriff Strawberry, I like stuff like that. Ben Cato, the people who are doing their shit. Fancy Lad, once again, it's cool because it's a niche market. It's your guys' own market. You're doing what you guys want to do, and you either get it or you don't. And if you don't, good riddance. And if you get it, welcome, enjoy it, have fun.
Exactly. I
This guy fucking gets
myself.
Dude, why didn't we get him on the marketing team earlier?
Yes.
Dude, seriously.
I'm consulting for all sorts of stuff. Just give me I don't know, pay me something, send me some Pavement records, and
hell yeah.
I'll send you that 10-inch board that you were talking about.
Yes, cool.
Okay. Before we go, I just wanted to ask about the Ingmar Bergman 7th Seal graphic with the death playing chess.
Came from right here.
Oh shit, exactly. Dude! Okay, that's for all the Patreon viewers.
He flashed his tat. Are you sure that's not actually a Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey parody?
It kind of does look so similar to it, right? Because the graphic kind of went all over the place, but it comes from obviously the film, but also my love for Scott Walker, because he did the song off Scott 4, and then also Swedish heritage, and apparently, you're playing chess with death, so it's just something I thought was cool, and it's my homage to Bergman and Scott Walker.
Dude.
But then they made it bright pink, because for some reason, at that time, 2008, 2007, Foundation thought all my boards should be bright pink.
Pink and black, fit your aesthetic there.
Yeah, which was fine, but I was like, dude, it's a black and white film.
Yeah.
It should be kind of creepy, but once again, I didn't care enough to, put down. I was like, oh, that's cool.
And death looks a lot different in the Ingmar Bergman film.
That's true.
Oh, yes. So you have seen it, though. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I subscribe to the Criterion channel. I don't know.
We did, but it ran out, and we ended up paying for the Disney Plus instead.
Because the Simpsons are on there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You got to watch the Simpsons in 16:9. If you thought it was good in 4:3, wait till you see it with fucking a quarter of the visual gags fucking gone.
Yeah, I know. What a shame, huh? Fucking shame.
Really is a bummer.
That's why I have all the box sets over there, just for that reason.
You need the box sets. And speaking of which, it's good that you have the box sets of Freaks and Geeks, because when they uploaded those for streaming, they had to put all new songs on because they couldn't get the rights to everything.
Exactly.
Same thing happened to the Wonder Years. And it's the same reason why
same
skate
thing happened
videos...
to the end on
DVD. Right. Talk about the one thing, the fucking end. This one goes out to my friend Luis Arnold. Come on, the end is not Tom Petty. It is Queen and David Bowie.
Right. Yeah. We talked about...
We get negative and mean right now. For all you viewers out there listening, I think it's Tom Petty, and there's nothing against Tom Petty. That song does not work with the end.
It ruined the part.
It ruined
the part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They should not have put it back on VHS or DVD after that. It should have just been done with. If you don't have a copy of the white video with Queen and Bowie, do not own the end.
It's a weird second choice too, because they go from like the ultimate like duet song, oh, this is Bowie and Queen, to just Tom Petty. Which, Bowie and Queen make sense for fucking Klein and Kirchart,
Yeah.
Petty? No. I'm sorry. And, here on the Face of That podcast, we love Tom Petty. We've talked about this before. Actually, you know what? Before we even had you on, we were talking about Tom Petty, honestly.
I sold Robin Strawberry's record today, so Petty was on my mind, too.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. So this is nothing against Tom Petty. This has nothing to do with him. This isn't his fault, but man, they fucked up.
We made a joke that Tom Penny sounds like Tom Petty.
And that's a good joke, you got to admit.
You got to admit.
No one else is thinking of replacing the two T's with two N's,
But yeah, that's how we should end it. They fucked up on that, and if that's it. My friend Lou, him and I get in arguments about it all the time. I'm like, I know Lou's gonna be listening to this, so Lou, love you, but that shit sucks.
There's no argument, okay? You're right.
Yeah, Lou, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're arguing about, bro. You fucking lost.
Straight up. One of the best video parts of all time, please. Song, everything about it makes it fantastic.
Well, on that note, thanks again for being on the podcast. I feel like they don't usually go on for this long. I feel like we've actually made a new friend, Tom.
I know, I do too.
It took about an hour and a half for me finally, the fuck with it. 5 minutes before this, I kept pushing it back. I wasn't feeling good. I was taking a bubble bath, and then Rachel started cooking dinner, and I'm like, I gotta fucking do this anyway with these people I don't even know. God damn it. Fuck. Why did I answer these Instagram messages? Fuck, dude. Yeah. I was stressing out, just pissed off, and then took me a minute. I was trying to be reserved, and then finally it cracked.
And then I fucking kicked it off with my fucking, claiming to be a skate nerd, and I fucking mentioned that you didn't share a video with Ethan Fowler. I was like, I fucking blew it.
Instantly blown down. Instantly shot down.
I didn't share a proper Foundation video with Ethan Fowler. Because some would say, including myself, Foundation went downhill once I got on the team.
Jesus Christ.
It was not, and it hasn't been ever since then,
Okay, I will say that they peaked at Art Bars, in my opinion.
Oh, my God.
But for everybody else that I grew up with,
Mm-hmm.
the quintessential Foundation video is That's Life.
Yeah.
For everybody else I grew up with.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I get part of that then. But Ethan had last part on that one too. Technically I did, but true. Ethan's got the last part because he's got the credits after his part.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing behind that. He was like, "I have last part no matter what." I was like, cool. I don't even want last part. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
Guy's a legend.
Absolutely,
that's true. Got to give him that.
Well, big fans of Ethan. Big fan of Fancy Lad. Boston scene. Let's give a shout out to Skylar Ricketts and Coliseum homies, all you dudes out there.
Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I was going to mention Skylar earlier, but I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah, of course,
Dude, hell
yeah. Gary and friends came from. I was like, maybe Skylar stole this from my house a long time ago and brought it back to Boston. But I was wrong. You guys got it directly from the source. All the better.
Oh,
Skylar,
yeah, no.
Yell exit for doing the backside 180 down the Jamie Thomas gap, know.
Oh, yeah. That was
the chef once again.
Oh, yeah. And we got to say, Gary and Friends copy of that was before we even knew Skylar Ricketts existed. That was way pre Skylar Ricketts.
That video was 2001, I believe. 2001.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you stay in touch with Juju Winchild?
So Juju Winchild is actually Joel. Yes.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Chauncey, Juju Winchild. Yeah, he was trying to get on iPath with that video part.
Yeah.
I gotta have an image because he was good, but Joel he didn't look that cool. He was just Joel.
Dude,
but
Juju is a fucking good image.
That's what I'm saying about working on your fashion,
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta stop swinging, man. You gotta have something cool. You gotta be.
You gotta go in a direction. You either have to be, punk with the tight jeans and the leather jackets. Did the leather jackets help hucking down the stairs?
I liked wearing it for that reason. I thought it looked cool, so it boosted my confidence.
Well, it does look cool. And
I heard something cool from this guy, O. He was like, man, you were like a breath of fresh air when you came out. He goes, it was like hair metal and synth pop, and all of a sudden Nirvana came out. It was exciting. He goes, when you came into skateboarding, it was exciting again. And so that was like very cool to hear from somebody because I would never, put that onto myself. Be like, oh yeah, I came in and I stirred shit up or whatever. I was just some dude that liked Levi's and the leather jacket and long hair and went fast. But to hear that from like the old guard was kind of cool. Like, damn.
You kind of are like the Kurt Cobain of skateboarding.
And this is coming from a guy that he's the road manager for Dinosaur Jr. So to hear it from him, I was like,
damn.
Fuck yeah, that's cool as shit. Thanks, O.
Yeah, he has to put up with Jay Masks' shit all day.
Yeah.
He has to go, yeah, okay, Jay. Yeah, I know you
I
skate. Okay, yeah.
I get it. You want to go to the noodle place in Amherst.
You can daffy on a board. I get it. You skateboard.
I guess we got to end this. It's hard to walk away
from
these friends, and it's nice to know that there's friends out there in Boston.
Well, you're more than welcome to come anytime.
One of these days I shall. It's getting nice out now too, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been beautiful.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Hopefully,
dude, thanks for being on.
Or we're gonna put most people to board. Most people are gonna be bored and annoyed, but we had fun, or I had fun.
No, the real G's out there, they're going to love this.
Also, that's what we strive for here on the Fancy Lad podcast, is to get people bored and annoyed. I mean, we've been doing, this is probably like our 65th episode of boredom and annoyed.
Yeah.
You know,
65. So you didn't like me whatsoever. You just did some like research like right before this because I'm 65, huh?
Yeah.
No, we just actually thought we got to a point where we were like,
to this.
we were like, shit, I think actually we could get Duffel on here because we saw you like commented on a video.
Yeah,
I saw it and I was like, oh shit. I was like, Duffel actually might be aware of our existence. We might actually be able to get Duffel on here.
Yeah, we were building up to this. We wanted to get, some big names on, like, Dane Berman and Beagle before we asked you, because we're like...
That's why we got our boy Dane. That's the main reason we got our boy Dane on here. We got our boy Ryan Gallant on here. We said, all right, we need you need your big wigs on here. So we can...
Gallant, man. Fucking huge. I mean,
dude, Gallant.
I was in the video with him, so that was cool.
Which one? Digital video?
The digital video. Gallant is one of the sickest dudes out there right now. The stuff he's doing in his backyard and with Visit, that's skateboarding me. That's the kind of brand I want to support. And I like small brands. You could clearly see it's somebody that loves skateboarding and they're doing it their own way. And that's the kind of brand I want to support. And if people are into supporting that shit, not my shit too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. But
no, actually, speaking of your shit, if people do want to support your shit, where can they go to do that?
adoredskateboarding.com. And so it's just putting out stuff with my art or other people's art that I dig and just working with other friends. So we could even do a Fancy Lad Adored collab. You never know. Because it's shit that I care about that I think is, progressive or fun in skateboarding. Because at times I feel like it's just missing certain aspects that I care about in it, whether it's the love for music and skating. Because obviously, here we're dorking out on it, but sometimes there's not a presence of the music or a mutual love for music in skateboarding. Like, how much do you guys love Pavement? Why is there not a Pavement Fancy Lad skateboarder? Like, how come you haven't reached out to Malcolm Ish? Like stuff like that is, to me, it's kind of missing sometimes. It's paying homage to the people that inspire us to be who we are. And so that's the whole thing with Adored. In so many words, I think you almost need my face, visually to know what I'm ever saying. Because first, I can't speak whatsoever. I'm all excited. I'm all over the place. I think I'm saying something, but it's probably just in my mind the whole time. I don't actually get the words out. But on the video, I'm like, moving around. I'm a tweaker over here.
Well, I love it. I'm down. Any friend of that will send Kyle Seidler a trick to put in his part is a friend of mine. And I'm down to collab.
Good. All right, guys. Well, good night. It's past midnight, quarter past midnight for you guys. So get some sleep.
Oh shit, that's right. I do have work.
I thought it was later than it is.
You scared me.
Thank you so much.
Dude, thanks, Corey.
You're a legend, but all I'm saying is stay in touch.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see you guys on the gram. Till then.
All right.
Peace
out.
Later, Duffel. Thank you.
Oh!
Long ep, but it was worth it.
Oh, my God. Boy, was it. Just nerding out with the DuffMan there.
I think we gave the people what they wanted.
I don't know if it's what they wanted. It's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, is it what you wanted? I wanted to talk to Duffel.
I think if what you wanted was to talk to Duffel, then I think that we succeeded in exactly what Tom Tweak wanted.
Oh, absolutely. But was it what Bigzo wanted?
You know what? I could say yes. But I'll never be satisfied.
I'll never be satisfied. We're going to have to hit him up immediately.
Yeah.
Continue this conversation via DMs.
But I feel a kinship. I feel we've sparked something that not only reinforces that what we're doing is awesome.
Fuck yeah. That's right. He said that too. Corey Duffel said that.
Yeah, but what Duffel has been doing for 20 years is also awesome. But I'm kind of kicking myself because I didn't mention to him that he loves dogs.
Fuck. And he even had his dog pop on. We didn't even ask what the dog's name was.
I didn't see his dog pop on.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I was so surprised that you just quickly shooed away the dog and just kept talking.
I Okay, I was assuming that I was when I was taking a pee because I didn't see any dog.
No, the dog did come on while you were here, and you just completely. I was like surprised that you completely disregarded the dog, but maybe you just didn't see the dog.
Okay, maybe I'm just going insane.
It could be.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else you can say about duffel. I mean, maybe you could have made a joke about a duffel bag.
I was thinking about it, but there are just so many duffel bag jokes to make. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the best one to pick? I don't know.
And there's so many duffel bag jokes that you make on the daily.
Mm-hmm. None of them seemed appropriate in the moment.
Yeah. But I'm glad that we got to have a legendary skater on and ask these hard-hitting questions as per usual.
Oh, man, it's great to ask the hard-hitting questions. But not only that, we may actually have a new Fancy Lad team rider. Whether or not Duffel knows it.
That's true.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. Release the pro model. Ask for forgiveness afterwards.
Oh, man, absolutely. So, you know what? On that note, I think we should probably wrap it up. But if any of our listeners have any questions, they can hit us up at Fancy Lad Podcast on Instagram or fancyladpodcast@gmail.com.
Well, on that note,
I guess maybe we should leave, and maybe we'll see the viewers next week. Bigzo, you got anything you want to say?
Keep on rocking in the free world.
All right, baby. Here we go.
Yeah.